when I have to smoke the dope, I'm gonna critique it, because often every time you hand me a dope pipe with some good dope in it, you also kick me in the nuts and then kick me in the shin and then take a shit in my mouth and stuff and try to tell me that it's a good game like Elden Ring.
Standout disappointment absolutely is the combat. It's awful. I don't know how else to put it. I don't.
Yep.
Really want to sugarcoat it. It just does not feel good. Some of the worst MMOs I've ever experienced.
Yeah, but I like that Forrest is being honest, because the last 3 videos that I watched from him about PAX Day and Asmongold too were all that young men raised on social media who hype up shit and lie all the time. Just hype up some game like PAX Day or fucking Ashes of Creation or something like that, like I used to. I used to do this stupid shit too, and I'm sorry, I have graduated. I will not do this stupid shit anymore. I think Forrest has kind of got there too. I keep leaving like really long messages like this. See it right on Forrest's fucking channel, where I try to lecture the points that he should have in the fucking video, so he can understand what the actual problems plaguing gamers actually the fuck are. Like, I'm sorry, but I do. I'll write a 3-page paper on a random dude that I've never met's fucking video, just so I hope that the industry understands how bad they're being to children. I don't give a living shit how they treat me. I'm mad at them about it, but I mean, like, I don't give a living shit how they treat me. I care about the young members of my old clan and shit like that. I don't care. I know that they're fucking those kids out of thousands of dollars, and it really genuinely bothers me to the pit of my fucking soul. The dark black pit that is my soul,
Part of the combat loop. Were it not for the health bars floating over enemies' heads, I couldn't ever tell you if I hit anything.
And thank God that he's fucking honest about it. I was honest about those arrows. I was honest about the fucking cursor. I was honest about the Elden Ring ripping me off. I mean, thank God we're seeing some honesty here.
Clue, because it constantly feels like you're swinging.
I feel ripped off by New World's expansion. It was over in 3 to 5 days. I feel ripped off by, a lot of stuff lately. Like, a lot of stuff, and I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna fucking tell you every single fucking time that you shove the obvious fucking dildo against my will into my mouth and tell me that it's flowers and daisies and the best game ever made. I'm sorry, no.
Even when attacks do connect. I've heard some people say that the game
I see no reason why this game has any hype whatsoever.
Is using the baked-in UE5.
This game looks like an old game I used to play called... Oh, God, what's the name of that game? Conan? Anyway, no, that game was better than this. But the graphics remind me of the first Conan MMO. Age of Exile, I believe it was called. I'm gonna kill the music. The music's really bothering me right now. God damn it, man. Why can't I enjoy the game like everybody else? I don't do controllers anymore. I'm just old. I'm too old. I don't do controllers anymore. Like, at all. I don't even want to ever touch another controller. I think deep down, deep in the hearts of every actual gamer is like a deep, deep desire to have a controller in their fucking hands. I have a deep, deep-seated fear of it. I don't ever want another controller in my hands ever again. I don't want to hang out with kids who play with controllers. I don't want to play games on controllers. I don't want to play controller games. I don't care that New World has controller support now. I used to really care about that shit. I used to really fucking care about controllers. I don't ever want to touch another controller again. I consider it to be a kind of a joke device designed to make you operate at 1/10 of your capability. Like, I don't know, like the Super Scope 6 or something like that. Or I don't know, just like a jokey novelty device designed to make you aim at 1/10 of your actual capability. I don't care what the game is either. RPG, it doesn't matter what it is. The controllers are not good, and I'm sorry, but they are not good. I would be okay with the consoles dying. I don't want kids being raised on controllers, frankly. They're expensive. They fill landfills. They eat up batteries. The batteries fill the landfills. They're expensive. They're outside the range of what the average kid can pay. They break all the time. They get stick drift. They can't even aim 1/10 as good as I can. They can't respond like I can. They can't hit all the buttons at once like I can. They have to buy specialized $150 elite controllers to even to even do one fucking fifth of the amount of keybinds that I can do with just my left hand, right? I'm dead serious. I can hit something like 50 keybinds with just my fucking left hand, with shift, control, and alt and all that, and that's just my left hand. I look at the controller as this like fucked up ripoff of poor kids. It's like this war against poor kids and to get their parents' money and stuff on toys. Toys are way too expensive. When you really think of what education and toys represent to children, why are they so fucking expensive, you know? And why is it okay for them to treat kids like this with a 60 FPS locked Elden Ring in an era where every single game out there can pretty much boast 120? Why is it okay for Elden Ring to lock at 60? I don't know. Why is it okay for Elden Ring's keybinds to not be rebindable? I believe that should be illegal. You know what I'm saying? That is like you full-blown, literally provided a product that does not have the capability of providing you a good experience because your controls are so fucking Nazi that I can't fucking rebind them. You're vol bitch.
I don't know if that's the case. They might be exaggerating, but I would say whatever implementation of combat feedback that they have got right now, it needs a lot of work. It just is very floaty, it feels weightless, and it's not engaging at all. For me, improving the combat should be...
It reminds me of this old crappy game. What is it? Oh god, I've had it on the tip of my tongue for a long time. I can't think of what it is. It was on the PC.
Their number one priority.
Oh yes, Gothic. It's like Gothic. Gothic 2 had better combat than this. Go look at the Gothic 2 combat. Like Gothic, yes. I'm like, what game does this remind me of? It's Gothic. Look at the Gothic 2 combat guide, right? You're going to see how really, truly janky Two Worlds Piranha Bytes combat actually is, right? It's like horrifically mad bad. We used to come up with phrases like mad bad to describe keybind schemes in incredibly bad PC games, right? We used to come up with phrases in the World of Warcraft community for single-player games that have terrible, terrible keybind issues like Elden Ring, right? We used to call that shit mad bad. It's like literally so bad that it's mad bad. It's like mad bad. That's like literally a word that my scene came up with to describe how bad these developers are when they do keybinds. It's mad bad. Mad bad. They're mad bad keybinds. Literally, it's like a goggle boy internet language speak for like Giga or something like that. Mad bad keybinds. Like literally, that's the proper word for it. Your mad bad fucking keybinds suck dick. Me and my friend Bagon came up with that word, and I heard it so much later. Other people started using it too. Mad bad. Your fucking designs and your keybinds and your fucking frame rate lock in 2024 is so goddamn mad bad. You might as well go suck a bag of dicks and stop fucking children there, Biggie or whatever, you know, Mr. Whale, Mr. Corporate fucking Bobby Cockdick or whatever, Miyazaki or whatever, Yoshi P. Like Jesus Christ. Where is Mutahar when you need him? I want him yelling about this, but I don't have it. I don't have this support. I'm here on the front lines or whatever being like, they're fucking children. They're fucking children with 60 frame rate lock. When was the last time you played a game in 60 frames? Was it 2010? Seriously, when was the last time you played a game in 60 frames per second? Was it like 2010? No, it was today. It's called Elden Ring. It's not fake laughter. It's like, I'm like laughing at you, dude. Like, I don't know how else to do it. I have to laugh at you or I cry. Your keybinds are so mad bad in 2024. The last time I saw them, it was 1994. God damn it. And then the last time I saw them that Nazi and bad, it was like 1994. There's like 10 keybinds on a single... There's like 10 keybinds... Oh my god, please work, YouTube. There's 10 keybinds on a fucking controller for the Elden Ring menu. There's like 10 keybinds and you can rebind like 4 of them. Or you can switch it from A to B to C, which is even more Nazi. That's like Nazi A or Nazi B or Nazi C. It doesn't matter. You can't change the controls. Fuck you. You spent $100 on Elden Ring between the main game and the DLC, but you still can't change your controls. Ha ha! We got your money. We took your money. You can't rebind your controls, but we laugh our way to the demon bankers in the house in the hills and all this. You know, it's like literally that is like literally how I consider Miyazaki to be. Everybody looks at him as like this awesome like culture dude from Japan who built From Software from a fucking, you know, from a company that used to make sports games or whatever, right? And like and all this, and I see some dude that's sneaking around being like, where are the children? I have to Nazi up their keybinds and lock their frame rates. Where's the children? I have to sell them another Dragon's Dogma 2 game with no good keybinds and no good fucking graphic frame rate. Well, I don't see you as this honorable dude with a scarf in Japan that sold 1 billion games to kids and deserves a trophy and in the annals of the world history of gaming and all this stuff. I see you as this like weird pederast dude sneaking around being like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna lock their frame rates and I'm gonna change their keybinds and I'm gonna provide 3 different things, A, B, or C. None of them are what you want. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna hit him where it hurts. I'm gonna say it right to their fucking face. I'd say it right to Miyazaki's face. You don't look like this respectable dude on a fucking YouTube video with a scarf and a smile or something like you guys all try to portray, like Bobby Cockdick or whatever. Fucking, you know, Todd, right? No, what you look like to me is like, I'm gonna lock their frame rates. I gotta fuck these children, or whatever. It's so disgusting to me. It's so base. Get the fuck out of here with your stealing from children. I mean, that's like what it is. It's like, I mean, seriously, that is the image you have for me. I think you think that in my mind you're like this golden ball of light in the sky that shine down on me with souls likes or whatever, and I revere you, your fancy clothes and your triple anus, Bobby Cockdick or Todd Life or whatever. No, I see this ball of darkness in the sky like a black hole sun that's descending like black tendrils to take children's money and lock all of our frame rates and take our keybinds away from us. I'm sorry, I hate to hit you with the actual fucking reality, but I mean that's literally the image that I have in my head. It's like when the Lich King does decay in a heroic Lich King ride or whatever. That's literally how I view Miyazaki from Software now.
Away, number 2.
And I know you love him more than anybody else in the scene. I don't care. That's literally my opinion. I don't care. I'm not trying to be counterculture. I don't want to be attacked for it. I don't care what you think about my fucking opinion. I'm not happy that I have this fucking opinion of him like that. I'm not happy. I'm not happy that I installed Elden Ring or DLC or any of this stuff. I don't take pleasure from this shit. I'm actually like fairly pissed. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking pissed. You know?
I press control when I see an enemy and my character will be pointing at it.
Look, it's PAX Day combat, but better.
As you can see.
At least this arrow doesn't have a terrible bullet trail. I mean, piranha bites weren't that dumb. They didn't have a bullet trail. You would have understood how bad their goddamn archery system actually is, right? They're not that dumb. So you can't see the arrows. They're smart. You can't see the arrows. Thank God you can't see the arrows, because I mean, really, that's the only reason that archery probably even still stood in the game, is if you actually knew how bad the system was. If you could see the trails of the arrows as they move, plus trails in 1994 they didn't exist, you know? So you couldn't see the arrows back in 1994, but now you can. And I can't believe you put arrow trails on that PAX Day game, because it shows the world how bad you are. You're fucking stupid. You couldn't pay me to be as stupid as you've been.
I have dexterity to hit the targets that are far away.
And I can see it on an initial inspection on a fucking Force Gaming video. I can see how bad your archery system is. It's like, oh god. I don't need to go in. I have PAX Day. I have PAX Day on my fucking desktop. I'm not playing it. I have PAX Day on my desktop right now. I'm not fucking playing it.
If close, you shouldn't have problems with the low dexterity, but if they are far, you will need a lot of dexterity.
Oh god, please just fire the arrow or something. Show me some combat, please. Oh my god. Hey, look, it's PAX Day combat. I saw it once way back in 1994. Like the Elden Ring keybinds. I wish I was kidding. Last time I saw keybinds as bad as Elden Ring, 1994, like Gothic 2. Ouch.
Right. And that's it, of course, human
And Elden Ring, man, you're always rolling and dodging and slicing, light attack, heavy attack, switch to the offhand, switch to the bow, switch to the horse, switch to the potion, switch to the mono potion, switch to the ability, switch to the other caster thing. There is like 36 or 40 different keybinds going on in Elden Ring. It's actually a particularly, I would say, busy game. And you left us with control scheme A with like no rebind. I mean, you can rebinds, but I mean, not any buttons that count. None of the buttons that matter. You can't rebind it. You hold down E to do anything. Holding down E to do anything? I mean, I don't know, man. You want to make a real DLC? Maybe fix those fucking keybinds, and I would definitely pay for that. I won't pay for Shadow of the Erdtree, but I would pay you $50 fucking dollars. I would literally pay you $50 fucking dollars, Miyazaki, to fucking fix the keybinds in Dark Souls. I would pay you $50 personally. I don't need a game in return. I'll pay you $50 just to fix your fucking keybinds. Fix your keybinds, piece of shit developer.
components are a bit different.
I've been watching you do this for 30 years. I'm done. I've been holding my mouth shut. But no, I haven't. I mean, I've never held my mouth shut about this. But I've been holding my mouth shut for a couple years about this. I'm not. I'm gonna light into you for all the stupid shit you put us through while we make you rich. You put us through a lot of bullshit for making you rich. You know.
This you can still dodge, but that's not too useful. I mean, for example, in this case, you will start running. I can dodge him.
Hey, look, it's PAX Day.
Kind of
Okay,
fun.
so now you see it here. Let's go see it there. A game from 29 years ago, right? Is it? Yeah, I believe so. It's 6 plus, yeah. A game from 29 years ago had better combat than PAX Day Live right now today.
Far more
And you can see the stealing going live in real time. It's called Shadow of the Erdtree.
enjoyable. If fighting things was engaging, I
The
would spend
stealing
more time
is the only thing they're successfully doing. That's it. The only thing they're actually managing to do is steal from us. That's it. All the rest of it they failed at. The graphics, the frame rate, the keybinds, the fucking design, the gameplay, the voices, the everything but the music. Music's about the only thing. They really fail on story. I can count on my left hand how many games I've played. Tens of thousands of RPGs. And I think about 4 of them had a good story.
playing PAX Day, just going around clearing camps and hunting wildlife. Good feeling combat carries a lot.
Stories aren't hard. If you go to the library and you go to this month's fiction, you're going to understand that writing stories really isn't too fucking hard. I think it's hard if you have triple anus corporate cocksucker fucking fucking Bobby Coctick's shitting up the place and king shittering everything. I think it's really, really hard to get a good video game story when you got golden parachutes walking around. Yeah. But I mean, if you go to the fiction release in the last month at your local library, you will begin to understand that it's very, very easy to write a fucking good story. I don't know why video game companies can't do it, but they can't. And so, yeah, your stories suck dick in the modern age. Your music sucks dick in the modern age. Your lore sucks dick in the modern age. Your bestiaries suck dick in the modern age. I'm sorry, you don't live up to D&D. You don't live up to WoW. You don't live up to fucking, you don't live up to, like, a lot of other games and stuff. Your shooters don't live up to Fortnite. Your fucking keybinds don't live up to WoW, a game from 2003. You're fucking, I'm sorry, but a lot of the things about this industry are a complete utter lie.
Of value to me, but simply right now, combat in PAX Day, it's not good at all. It's like
I cannot believe you are engaging in this sort of theft.
bottom of the barrel. Unfortunately, the weightlessness and lack of good feel extends to another big portion of the game. As mentioned earlier, building.
So now I get to bitch for 5 hours instead of playing Elden Ring like everybody else in the fucking world. Well, I'm sorry. When the milk goes sour, I won't drink it.
Stuff is pretty much the main thing there is to do right now.
I'm sorry.
And half of that equation.
This has happened on my stream so many times. What else? I complete full-blown embarrass myself day 1 Dragon's Dogma 2. I full-blown embarrassed myself day 1 PAX Day. I had embarrassed myself. I had played up Dragon's Dogma 2 for 10 fucking years to everybody I had ever met. Oh my fucking god, I was so fucking mortified. I'd done it on stream. Then you released that piece of shit. Piece of shit. And then, you know, PAX Day, I played that up for 2.5 years to my clan. Like, come on. And then that came out, and it's like, oh my god, this is what I pitched to people? Jesus fucking Christ. Star Citizen, fucking, you know, there's so many. Enshrouded was a cantankerous bastard of a failure. Like you know, I'm sorry, but it's been stacking up kind of pretty bad. You guys have been stacking up these failures pretty bad. Apex is dead. Valorant's still going, but I mean, like, you know, some of the big shooters are dying. Finals didn't make it. The sad state of this industry.
Gathering the materials needed for building. Similar to combat, gathering also feels...
Oh my god, I'll just go play New World. No thank you. That gathering looks fucking horrible. And that's what I said when I played PAX Day. 9 minutes in, I was like, I'm uninstalling this, I think it was. I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this. It was like Elden Ring today. I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm saying this. But I'm returning this game. I can't fucking believe... I mean, I didn't return PAX Day. I got in closed beta, thank God. But I mean, like, usually they charge you $150 per founder. Albion fucked me that way. Like, you know...
Mainly because it feels like nothing at all. Between the sounds, animations, and UI feedback, or lack thereof, collecting resources isn't engaging either. Chopping down a tree, picking up herbs...
Why is he swinging his shield into the rock? Like, I don't know. I mean, get a combat animation where that shield goes on the guy's back, maybe, you know? I don't know why he's swinging that shield into that rock. It looks so goddamn fugly.
All lacks satisfying feel and feedback. As with the combat...
Ugh. His arms are going through the tree.
Swinging and missing even when you hit. Even when you hit a tree to chop it down, doesn't feel like it happened. The feedback isn't there. Some things have no animations at all, like harvesting animal parts.
Thank God for somebody still willing to be honest, you know? I don't think most of the industry is. I think they're living off the hype. I think all their social media fucking stars are hyped up way beyond what their skills actually are. I think a bunch of their musicians are hyped up way beyond their skills actually are. I think their video games are hyped up way beyond where they actually are. I think they're an entire couple of generations, like 2 or 3 of them, entirely based off of hype as opposed to actual reality. I don't think them and reality mix with each other very much. Not their I mean, them and reality mixes. The generations and realities mix, but the products that they're into don't. You know, well, I'm not attacking generations or kids. They're fine. This is not the kids' fault. This is the old people's fault. They turned the industry into a joke. I mean, I'm not attacking the young generations. That is not the game. That is not the goal. Or whatever. I'm not going to say it like that, but it's like I love the youth or whatever. Not literally or whatever. It's just, you know, it's like I love the youth. I think they're the future of the fucking world, and I do not wish them to be mistreated by these old, cantankerous, dinosaur, Bobby cockdick motherfuckers. I don't want them abused by this. You know, I look at Starfield or No Man's Sky and I'm like, oh my god, this is what you actually made after the 4 years of fucking hype. That's what you actually made?
This feedback might sound silly to some. There are plenty of games that have done good feeling.
Like New World, they hyped up for 4 years, and I think New World's fine. I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's bad either. All these are bad. They're like full-blown bad. New World is not full-blown bad. I don't need it to be resurrected. I want it to die. But I mean, full-blown, I would say, one thing you can say about New World, it is not full-blown bad. It doesn't have full-blown mad bad keybinds. It doesn't have full-blown mad bad fucking frame rate locks. It doesn't have mad bad full-blown no co-op or anything like that. You can play it single player and all this, and more I'm understanding that the games that I can stand to play are actually the only games left that are actually good. And everything else is some kind of fucked up hype machine designed by 3 generations who have been brainwashed by TikTok or something like that to be hyped up for everything that hits. I'm sorry, but there's way too many musicians out now who cannot sing. There's way too many fucking movies out there that can't entertain me for even 2 minutes. There's way too many fucking television shows. There's way too many video games that are just living off of hype. I'm sorry, but like the social media hype was not helpful for the fucking world. It is not constructive for all of humanity to not know how good something is, you know? It's not constructive. It doesn't help. It is not helpful to the world to not know how bad Elden Ring's DLC actually is. You know?
MMOs have nailed this in the
So
past.
I fucking tell them. No, it's great on console, I have no complaint about Elden Ring on a controller, you know? I am complaining from a PC master race perspective. I suppose I should have said that earlier. I am complaining from a PC master race. You know, the 600,000 people on Steam right now. I know that sounds like 1/50,000th of all the gamers on the planet or something like that, but we are here. We are the PC master race people. We need to be acknowledged. We are the ones actually buying your games. We're the ones who go to work every single fucking day for 8 to 16 hours and pay for the fucking games for our kids or for ourselves. We are the ones who actually buy the fucking games. The like 28 to like 46-year-olds. We're the ones with the money. The other kids are dealing with college debt and living in rentals and shit like that. We're the ones who actually have homes. We're paying for the fucking games and making you rich enough to live in that fucking McMansion up in the fucking hills. You thank us with Nazi keybinds and frame rate locks and fucking terrible shit-ass combat that wasn't even holding up to Gothic 2 and shit like that from 1994? How dare you even step to the scene at that point?
I would say that the gathering and crafting in both Lost Ark and New World were extremely well done, and those are games that are full of other issues, but chopping down trees and harvesting ore felt good and impactful in both. That part of the gameplay experience was satisfying. Gathering...
I love how we talk about New World all the time about how it doesn't actually have all of these terrible gameplay problems and fucking frame rate locks and fucking bullshit and keybind issues that all these other games have. I mean, New World does have several keybind issues, but not like Elden Ring, no. And so,
it does not feel.
So I love how we talk out of one side of our mouth about how terrible New World is with a population of like 8,000 or something like that, which is a dead game. That's a dead MMORPG. I don't care how you look at it. It's not even a top 100 game anymore, right? But New World got a lot of stuff right that a lot of these didn't.
Another big thing I want to point out right now that I do think will push a lot of players away is...
So instead of playing Elden Ring for like 12, 14 hours, I have to sit here and bitch about the triple anus for 12 or 14 hours. I don't have to, but that's what's going to fucking happen. I feel victimized, you know? Fucking annoying.
The grind of the game...
You better like really get scared that I never do get acknowledged by humanity. You guys better be fucking scared that I never am. You better hope that I'm never acknowledged by humanity as they've done for 30 years. If they ever acknowledge me, I'm swiggity swooty. I'm coming in for your fuck me in the triple anus ass booty. You know, swiggity swooty. If I ever get the recognition, you better hope I don't. You better pray I live in fucking obscurity for the rest of my fucking life. Or swiggity swooty, I will shut your fucking rip off fucking bullshit fucking game studios down. I will come straight for you and I will make the demands and be like, why are you harming children with this? I would know the answer in public.
Of items requires tons and tons of grinding. Now, much of this is clearly fueled by the developers' design.
When you look at what it takes to get to level 100 on the Fortnite Battle Pass, and you think about how many hours a school child has, I have serious issues with Epic. You guys have been screwing children for too fucking long. When you think of how long that season pass actually takes, even for a full no-lifer adult, and then you think about these kids who are supposedly in school for 8 hours a day, like everybody else who works and everything, like me, right? And that battle pass, man, I don't know. You guys have been screwing children pretty hard for a long time. When I look at the Rust skins, I'm like, oh my god. My little buddies or whatever who are like 20, they're all trying to save up $4,000 to buy the whiteout set or whatever. Shitty, foul, thieves in the temple, industry griftonomics, fucking dead, triple anus cocksuckers.
To require working together as a group, and one way to reinforce...
I know, because I've completed like 11 Fortnite fucking battle passes or something, and what you think is okay to do to children is not. It is just not.
A requirement is that making progressing practically impossible for solo players. They have achieved this goal in two main ways. Number one, the sheer quantity of items required for progressing. profession. And number 2, the proficiency skill levels that no single person could
Oh yeah, so I have a serious complaint with the storage, the fucking storage. Now he's about to show you something about storage that I can't stand in survival games. Rust did it really bad for a fucking really long time. You want to know another way that you can blow money on skins is all the box skins in Rust, because you have to have 65 boxes in every single fucking base to even be able to fit all the loot, right? And I'm sorry, but your fucking storage should be stored client side. It should be registered server, and whatever I want to store in my client side box is up to me. Boxes in my house don't have a limit or whatever, you know? I don't know, maybe yours does or whatever, but if I'm gonna keep a bunch of fucking boxes in my house, I'm gonna keep a bunch of huge boxes and put a bunch of stuff in them. I'm not gonna stack 50 little ones, you know? I don't know. There's a lot of problems with how you do storage. There's a lot of problems with how you do skins. There's a lot of problems with how you do monetization, how you do DMCA. I can't do Fortnite Festival as a streamer. So my question to you is why did you make fucking Fortnite Festival? If the kids can't play with their favorite fucking stars, what is the fucking point of Fortnite fucking Festival as a live service? Now, I get it as a replacement for Guitar Hero. That's cool, you know? Whatever. But, I mean, if you can't listen to somebody play on a stream, what is the fucking point of Fortnite Festival? You know? You begin to see that I have like, cherry-picked complaints with every single fucking triple anus entity out there. From Embracer on down to fucking on down to the AA execution of a beloved company. What's their name? Pentiment. They did Pentiment. Obsidian, right? I have serious issues with Obsidian's execution of Outer Wilds, and I heard they're making a fucking sequel. I don't want to fucking hear that. Outer Wilds is one of the worst debacles in console history. That's a AA disaster. I don't want to hear that they're making a fucking sequel for that. I don't trust them. I don't trust Obsidian anymore, and I love Obsidian. I loved Pentiment. I think Pentiment is one of the greatest games ever made. I think Obsidian is one of the greatest companies that's ever existed. But I don't love them anymore, because, oof, man, when you look at some of the stuff that they're doing, oof. Oof, oof, oof. I don't use that word very often. Oof is the word for it. Oof, you know?
Are required various parts from various professions, and leveling up those professions takes a heck of a lot of time, such that you cannot continue until...
For a social game that's supposed to push sociality all the time, right? I don't know.
Get with someone else.
I'll read what I wrote on his video, I guess, right? I said, who wants an entirely social MMORPG in 2024? For real, serious question. Don't most people get their sociality IRL? Don't most good kids and adults go to school or work 40 hours a week? Who does an entirely social MMORPG actually appeal to? It's not me. If you have 3 to 5 hours a night to play, are you really going to go spend those 4 hours trying to talk to people rather than actually game and go fulfill blacksmith contracts for someone else's castle? No. A good MMORPG has all of it. It isn't good combat a requirement in modern gaming. Most gamers I know want to get on and grind and skill up their combat chart or their own skills or story. This has neither. Only game in which I can think of that actually got away with no combat or bad combat is Disco. This isn't Disco, right? Whenever they pan around buildings trying to make the buildings look good, the frames drop to 5. Have you guys noticed? I think that Rust looks good, maybe New World, but these graphics don't look good to me. I'm sorry. The buildings don't look good like Rust. I thought Once Human looked better than this. I think games from 5+ years ago like Scum or Tarkov look better than PAX Day, for real. I managed to make it 9 minutes in the PAX Day beta before I was like, I'm not playing this unoptimized piece of blank. I'm so pissed. I've been hyping this game to my clan for years, and I do almost every beta to completion. Left a feedback note that if 2 other clients from 20 years ago in lowest settings were also on, PAX Day tanks down to 14 FPS on a 3060 Ti, 64 gigabytes RAM, 4.7 gigahertz, etc. Warning the devs that it was a no-buy currently, like Dragon's Dogma 2, industry grifters, right? Every time some games journalist says X-devs from blank, like it's a good thing, I get fear now. People have been sucking on Ghostcrawler's dick again. After what he did to WoW, X is for a reason. Industry grifters, dude. Rust, Once Human, Eve are the games you are seeking, people. They have PvE servers as well as PvP. Rust is the new Minecraft. Stop playing Rust clones. Go look at Steam game players and statistics if you think I'm wrong, or even Once Human or an Eve. This wasn't it. And I made a grammatical error there at the end that I do want to change. I don't care about all the other punctuation or bullshit because that doesn't matter. But this was an actually bad grammar statement here. Or an Eve. This wasn't it, right? This was not it. PAX Day is not it. Elden Ring Tree is not it. These things that you are releasing are not. They are subpar. They are not even on a. They are not. I would not hold them to a medium, much less low standard. I would say PAX Day does not even hold up to a low standard. And I would say that the Elden Ring supplied a medium one because it alienated the master race.
Another perfect.
You know, PC master race. People with actual skill.
And so both of these things will prevent solo and I would say even small groups of players, from what we can tell, from progressing very far in the game. But even if you are playing in a big group, if you've got like 30 plus people that you're playing PAX Day with, you still have a lot of work ahead of you.
Gothic looked better than that.
The game has a massive number of items that you'll need to collect.
Oh cool, he's stacking 50 boxes like Enshrouded. That's how you know that it's an industry grift. If you're stacking 50 boxes still, Russ couldn't do it. Russ had to fix it. And I know why Hulk fixed it. In Rust, right? You can't have 50 boxes in a single room anymore. It just shows how piece of shit worthless the developers actually are. You know, it just full blown illustrates how dumb the developers actually are. Why would any human ever stack 50 boxes like this unless you were living in like a winery with boxes of wine or something like that? I could see crates of wine causing this sort of reality. I really don't think any reality would ever be like this, and any idiot developer who ever thought that it could swing is a fucking moron. I'm sorry. You ever try to like pack a hope chest full of stuff or something? You ever packed a really big chest? I have, because my mother moves around all the time, right? So like, you know, or did anyways until she got old. And so I packed many chests in my life, Tetris style, and I know how much you can actually fit in a chest, and it's not this little bit of soup, you know? It's not this little bit of soup. It's a lot more than that. Can fit a lot more than that in a chest this size. That is fucking ridiculous. Tarkov's UI was fucking horseshit worthless. Like completely worthless. Rust's UI for the first like 5-6 years was completely worthless. They fixed it now, and they don't do storage boxes dumb anymore. But I mean, they did. They did up until 2020 fucking 3. You know? Up until 2023, they did stupid-ass boxes exactly like this. You can just... whenever I see this, I just want to make fun of a developer. I want to sock a developer whenever I see 50 fucking boxes like this. And I say that in jest. I'm not a violent man. I would never harm another living thing. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart and soul on my father's grave. I would never harm a living thing. I say this in jest. Like, it's kind of like, you know, like Whack-A-Kami in Fallout 76. I kind of want to sock a developer. It's a joke, you know? Whack-A-Kami or sock a developer, because it's like, man, like, okay, you know, the last time I logged into ESO, and I know I'm going across Africa and all the nations in the world right now, but I'll hit every single live service for all their bullshit all in the same goddamn sentence, right? Like, right, I'm dead serious about this. The last time I logged into ESO, I looked at all 9 of my characters, which is all 9 of the slots that they give you for playing for free after you pay for the game, right? And all fucking 9 of them, all 75 slots were still full of everything. And I went to get on my character, and I was like, every slot in every box on all 9 characters is completely full with the best loot in the game. World of Warcraft is like that. Final Fantasy XIV is like that. You piece of shit developers. You fucking cocksuckers. You and your storage over the last 30 years has caused me so much goddamn heartache and problems and stress. And I swear to God, you bred 3 entire generations into OCD people with all of your crazy Bethesda box sorting and all your idiot boxes. All of your fucking boxes. Like, say what you want, right? But Morrowind had a better storage system than fucking Fallout 76. Because the box in Morrowind doesn't have a limit. How does a game from 1998 have a better fucking storage system by the same company than a game 30, what is it, 26 years later? 26 years later. 5 generations of people, 5 generations of, or whatever, 3 generations of people and 5 generations of consoles, and you still stack those fucking boxes like the piece of shit worthless developers that you are. And you know why I use that language? I don't really mean it. I just say it every time that you fuck me. I call you a piece of shit developer every time you fuck me. Like this, right here in PAX Day, or Rust, or anything, you know? You guys fuck us with your storage all the time. You build these games with billions of items, and you give us like 200 slots. And I've never understood it. I think it's greed. It's PC Master Race never should have dealt with it. We have client-side storage. Unless your drive's full, we've got client-side storage. Why the fuck would you ever limit my storage? I don't know, but I consider it to be based, and I'd like to sue you over it. The amount of 30 years of sorting. Like when I played in my Rust clan, they were like, Cat's bad. Cat doesn't sort. Cat won't sort anything. Cat's an asshole. He's not OCD. I'm not OCD. I'm really fucking not. I got OCD hand stuff. That's it. Like I got a hand-eye fixation thing. That's it. Like that is it for OCD. I'm really not an OCD person. Don't give a flying fuck about OCD, right? Like I'm not an obsessive compulsive person. I'm obsessive, but I'm not an OCD person. I'm not too. I don't care about structure. I don't care about madness or chaos or anything like that. I love chaos. I live and breathe in chaos. I am a chaotic neutral. I am the opposite of an OCD lawful good. I'm the fucking complete opposite. I'm like fucking Joker. I wouldn't know what to do with the car if I caught it when I was chasing it. You know, I wouldn't know what to do with the tire if I caught it. I don't know. I like chaos, right? I don't care. I like boxes full of shit. I always have, right? I like boxes full of shit. It's fun. It's a digital game. Why are you limited with these 50 fucking boxes and your 30 slots in each box or whatever is so goddamn low IQ and offensive to me, and I'll go on the rant for 5 hours, and they're all guilty of this. Now, Elden Ring wasn't guilty of it, and certain early Bethesda games were not guilty of it, but pretty much every online live service RPG in the last 30 years has had storage issues. Every single last the fuck one of them. From old school RuneScape on down to Star Citizen. It doesn't fucking matter what it is. They hassle us with storage for 30 fucking years. And I don't even know why on PC Master Race we have our own drives. I get that on console. I don't get that on PC. That's just you trying to fuck us in another way and another form and another way to pass on the cost of you getting billions of dollars and us paying you all of it. You know, it's just the system that you built. Welcome to being an addict of all these games. You have to deal with the bad quality of life, you know? You have to deal with a 27-minute run to Juno, you know? You have to deal with 80 slots in your Mog house. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with 8 characters being entirely full on ESO. You have to do that. We're the triple anus. We just fuck you in the ass and laugh at you about it.
Hundreds, if not potentially thousands.
And the resentment has built for 30 years, and then you need my, you know, I'm going to say what needs to be said here, because there is a follow-up thought to that, right? You need my honorable support. You need me to continue to buy your fucking games. You need it to happen. But I'm doing stuff like returning Dragon's Dogma 2 and Shadow of the fucking Erdtree when you fuck me with the same old shit that I saw out of you 20 years ago. You need to evolve like we did.
Different resource and
your storage sucks dick. Your non-co-op sucks dick. I heard another nerd the other day saying the live service sucks dick, and I don't agree. I think anything single sucks dick. Single sucks. It's like a dead world. I mean, we are not a dead world society. We are not a dead world people. We don't deal with dead worlds well. Humanity does not do with dead worlds well. I don't know why your obsession with it is so fucking strong. Like zombie apocalypse or anything like that. We want busy, thriving worlds like World of Warcraft, DSO, and Final Fantasy fucking 14. That would be good for any game if done correctly. But most of these fucking developers couldn't design their way out of a nutsack.
Even for people who are used to.
And there's 50 boxes, just like in Rust, just like in fucking Conan, just like in every other survival game, and you know, fucking Valheim, 50 boxes, Minecraft, 50 fucking boxes. What's with the fucking boxes, you idiot? You understand that that's an idiosyncratic tell It's like an idiosyncratic tell for Griftonomics. Stop doing the 50 fucking boxes and let us do client-side storage or whatever the fuck. You guys are supposedly the world's geniuses that built all the software and everything. Come up with a fucking storage solution. Stop fucking us in the ass with your laziness and passing the cost of doing business on to the developer. Stop doing it. Stop screwing kids with... You ever seen a Minecraft kid with 5,000 boxes? You ever seen a Minecraft kid with 5,000 fucking boxes? Because I have. Minecraft, right? 5,000 boxes, right? I'm serious, too. 5,000 boxes, motherfucker. You ever seen a kid with 5,000 boxes in Minecraft or whatever? I have. And that is you just full-blown abusing your... That's Notch full-blown, straight up. And I realized that the tech back then probably didn't support it, but... You know, Minecraft's not a fair criticization. I will not come after Notch for that. It's not fair to hit Minecraft for that because he was working with what he had. I'm talking about World of fucking Warcraft. The storage in World of Warcraft is abysmally dumb and has been since Classic. All of them. ESO, Final Fantasy 14, doesn't matter. What the fuck is wrong with storage? Can you hear how I could lecture you about the storage for 12 hours? Because I've dealt with it for 24 years. You know, to you it's just 12 hours of shitty storage lecture, right? But for me it's 24 years of it. Fuck you. You know?
Which PAX Day is not, by the way. That was in the list of things. PAX Day is not. PAX Day does have the typical resource types. You'll find various sorts of ores, stones, and...
You make these RPGs where item implementation is the entirety of the gameplay loop, like Bethesda in particular. Looting, junking, scrapping, guns, right? The entirety of implementation is based around looting. And then you give us boxes with 1,200 storage space. You go out in the average run, you fill all fucking... the average run you fill up in, 350 inside of 5 fucking minutes, and you're like, oh cool, with that math, after 20 minutes I filled my entire stash. Oh good, yeah, that's great. So what, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. So guess what is Fallout 76, and I'm gonna hit 76 for the one thing that they did that is sort of shitty. They made endless storage of junk the one reason why you should pay for their monthly. But I mean, we bought your game. You never said there was going to be a monthly. You said it was going to be free. Pay to buy to play. You said 76 was going to be buy to play. You never warned us it was going to be monthly. So then when it happened, we were like, okay, well, you're essentially selling us 30 years of your storage abuse. You're selling us a solution to 30 years of your storage abuse.
Clays, plants, earth.
And this had nothing to do with 76. It sank 76, but it had nothing to do with 76. It has to do with the golden parachutes running Bethesda into the fucking ground and not evolving. Like, you know what I had to do the first 20 hours of Starfield? And one of the reasons that I quit is I spent a fuck ton of time trying not to cheat and go Google where a storage box was. And then I finally found that in the basement of the fucking, like, the whatever the faction in the game is called, the basement of the faction had an endless storage box. But I spent 20 hours roaming the game looking for some solution to your piece of shit storage problem, selling all my shit, stealing and selling all my shit, and stealing and selling all my shit with shit that I didn't want to sell, shit that was good. And then I just quit the game because I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this isn't Starfield, this is Storage Field. It's Storage Field. It's storage, it's Bethesda Storage Woe Field. Man, and like, Valheim's like this, Rust is like this, they're all like this. What the literal fuck? You don't think you might have a lot of complaints over the last 30 years about this? You might actually fix it? You know that some of these OCD nerds that you fucking bred with your Bethesda looting system, you bred it. You bred them into OCD fucking little sneak thieves that empty out, and I'm one of them. I empty out entire rooms in 10 seconds, right? Like some kind of super, pickpocket or something. I'll empty out entire 100 Bethesda rooms in 10 seconds with my E spammer that spams E on everything in the fucking room, and I'm full after 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh my god, fuck Bethesda and their stupid fucking storage asses, fuck Square Enix and their stupid fucking storage asses, fuck Blizzard and their stupid fucking storage asses, fuck Rust and their stupid storage asses, fuck Enshrouded and their stupid storage asses, fuck Valheim and their... You even realize it's every game, because the AAA have just been allowed to run slipshod all over the kids for 30 fucking years with bad quality of life and bullshit. And I'm sorry, like, to me, Shadow of the Erdtree was the last fucking straw. Dragon's Dogma 2 was fool me once, right? Shadow of the Erdtree is fool me twice. There will not be a fucking third. There will not be a third.
Fibers, thatches,
that's the death of your industry. You understand what I'm talking about? There will not be any more good faith buys in my reality anymore. I will not buy your games in good faith anymore. If you treat me like this, I will not do it. I don't care how famous you are or what your fucking pedigree is or whatever your fucking reputation, dead corpse of a reputation that you're selling back to me like some kind of cannibal fucking orgy. You know, some kind of weird based, like you're selling me your 1994 reputation in 2024. You know, it's like really weird, like the reputation that you had 20, 30 years ago. You're like selling it to me now in Starfield and fucking Redfall and fucking, you know, Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk and fucking, you know, Enshrouded, and, you know, it's just weird. It's
over 100 different alchemy items. The list goes on, and many, if not most of those, also have several tiers. So, for example, there are
so when I played Once Human, I was like, wow, it has none of these issues. You can tell that's all that they care about, is they just don't want to make and I believe in Once Human. I believe in it. I've got the demo right now. I played it. It's fucking amazing. I believe in Once Human, and I think it's a lot better than most of these games, and I'm not trying to hype it up at all. I'm actually really scared it's going to fail, but we'll find out on July 9th, right? And the reason that I like Once Human is it didn't fucking piss me off. There's nothing in it. Nothing in it that stinks of shitty triple stinky anus. Stinky kid anus. Triple stinky kid anus.
Iron ore that we found in the last test, and that goes for other resources as well. So there are many different resources and items. And
I get so angry, I get to like malding fucking, like, you know, just like malding boomer points about this, you know? I get so angry about this because I'm like, yeah, are you just allowed to take my money and then, you know, just not give me keybinds? Is that legal? Are you just allowed to lock the frame rate? Is that legal? Are you just allowed to shut down the MMORPG and erase 10 years of Terra history or WoW history or, you know, EQ history or whatever the fuck you guys like or whatever? If the MMOs die, do I lose my character? Do, you know, all this other weird DRM shit and constantly online? Like, if 76 goes belly up, which 26,000 pop would indicate that it is going to go belly up, right? I love 76. Like, I love pussy, money, and weed, you know? And, like, fucking, but what happens in 10 years when nobody wants to play 76 anymore? But that was like a Halcyon game of my 30s, you know, like it was the premier game of my 30s. Fallout 76. I played like 5 fucking years of it, and I loved it across 2 different consoles, both PS4 and PC, and I played it for thousands and thousands of hours, like Rust, and it's like Rust is the other game like that, kind of. But I mean, like 76 is the one that I'm gonna remember, and I'm not even sure 76 is gonna be around in 10 years. Every hour that I put into my fucking character, I'm like, I am certain that the triple anus is gonna break my fucking heart. I'm fucking certain of it. I'm certain of it. As sure as it, I'm sure of it as I live and breathe, like that the sun's gonna rise tomorrow. I am certain that Bethesda has broken my heart. I'm certain of it. So now I'm like, okay, well, every hour that I put into 76 is just wasted then? I don't get to keep my 76 character all my life? Like, I'm going to get to keep my WoW character and my EVE character? Is that not how this works? Like, I want some kind of assurance that I can either build a character that I'll have forever, or I need to understand what kind of agreement I have with you as a customer. Like, I heard a horror story recently that some gamer died and he had, like, 30,000 games on his Steam, and all of them had, like, you know, 4,000 hours on them and shit like this, and he was like, you know, no lifer trust fund kid who just played games for all like 60 years of his life, and he tried to give his games and his accounts and his systems away when he died in his will, but the probate fought and won, or whatever it is, like whatever, it's not probate, but I think it is probate, but the companies used the probate and fought the family of the guy and won and stole his accounts. Because no, those accounts don't belong to him. They are the fucking, as announced in the EULA and the terms of service, that is their intellectual property. Your characters are their property. We don't own any of this. If you are an MMO lifestyle person like me, you don't own shit. You don't have that character that you think is better than mine. You don't have that. You don't have those hours that you think is more than mine. You don't have the experience that you think is more than mine. I don't have my character. We don't own anything. We don't own. If you are a live service person, you have paid for some skins that they own. That is the equivalent of what your WoW character is. That's what your ESO and your Final Fantasy 14 character is, and your fucking, your Path of Exile and your fucking, your Rust character, whatever, your Rust account, right? You don't own your Rust account. Steam owns that. Valve owns that. Facepunch owns that. You don't own anything when you're a gamer. And this is just another form of the triple anus abuse. That's just another part of the goddamn Shadow of the Erdtree discussion. And that's what I want. That's what I'm going to call this for the rest of my life. I'm going to call this the Shadow of the Erdtree problem. I'm not going to call it the Redfall. I'm not, or Redfield. I was calling it Redfield. I'm going to call it the Redfield Erdtree. Or no, I'm just going to call it the Redfield. I think Redfield is still more guilty than Elden Ring is. Elden Ring is still a good game. Redfall and Starfield are not. I mean, Starfield's a good game if you give it time, but it was not a good game for the first 100 hours or something like that. It's just not a good game. So, like, so I guess I want to call it something like, like this Trespass Today, like Shadow of the Erdtree, Shadow of the Redfall. That's what I'll call it. I'm going to call it Shadow of the Redfall. This whole Dark Ages that we're in, where the Triple A has fucked us on boxes, fucked us on skins, fucked us on frame rate, fucked us on locks, fucked us on hardware, fucked us on everything, fucked us on software, fucked us on Windows, fucked us every which way and that, fucked us on Bitcoin, fucked us on all of it. Software developers, Bitcoin, fucking fuck up, rich piece of shit, richer fucking software developer despots. And I'll think of this whole era as Shadow of the Redfield. Shadow of the Redfield. It's the Shadow of the Redfield because we saw like 9 years of a shadow, kind of like Lord of the Rings, But now Soren's reared the eye, and he's announced that he's coming for our money and our lands, just exactly like Sauron, and he's after our kids and their money and all this, and they don't care what they sell you anymore. They don't care how evil they are. They don't care how base they are or what skeletons they hire or any of this shit. They don't care. They don't care about Helldivers 2 dying. They don't care about that. Fuck them. It's the same old class war that I fought when I was a punker who didn't play online games. It's the same old bullshit class war across every single fucking aspect of my fucking life. From the politics to the television to the movies to the video games to the clicks and the scenes and the fucking socioeconomics and all this shit. The fucking Lex Fried or whatever, Lex Friedman podcast and all this shit. I mean, whatever it is, fucking Joe Rogan. It's all cult of personality stuff. But one thing that you can be sure of is the Shadow of the Redfield has fallen.
Tiers that you'll be using for crafting your items, weapons, tools, and especially for building.
They're trying to fuck us on our drugs. All the rich people, right? They're trying to fuck us with the cut in our drugs. They're trying to charge too much for our pharmaceuticals. They're trying to charge too much for rent. They're trying to charge too much for food. They're trying to charge too much for water. Trying to charge too much for leadership, fucking travel, fucking video games, fucking this and that. They're just charging and charging and charging and living off that fucking cannibalized fucking zombie company that they built 30 years ago. It's a zombie company now, but they won't admit it, and they're trying to trade in their reputation from 30 fucking years ago. McDonald's, fucking Walmart, fucking Bethesda, fucking all these fucking entities and stuff. They're just trying to live off of the work that they did when the baby boomers were all like 30 years old. They're all just trying to cash in on that work that they did 30 years ago. We almost never have like a Billie Eilish anymore. We only have copycats, We almost never have a real Billie Eilish anymore. We don't have it anymore. We have fucking copycats that are run across top 40 fucking radio forever. Like Copycat with fucking shitty fucking, you know, auto-tune vocoder shit. We've been complaining about this since 2003, right? Vocoder, shitty pop music that's just sold and AI'd and sold to us, and there's really no difference between it and an AI, and there's all this other problems with that. And the longer you alienate the artists and the cartoonists and the singers and the fucking writers and the pen and ink artists, and you just keep pushing AI instead of people and all these other rich people fucking Scrooge McDuck personal problems that kind of sound like a you problem, not a me problem. Like, as in, if you didn't have personal issues with this as rich people, we wouldn't have issues at all. I think this is entirely at the feet of the rich people. Like, I think it is. It's like all the corporate fucking Bobby Kotick cubicle crawling, the forced suicides, and the fucking the milk stealers and the milk drinkers and all this shit. It's all the same Satan's evil cut from the same Satan cloth. It's like all the same rich people corruption across the board. It's all connected to their greed. And I'm watching them fuck children with Elden Ring right now, and I will not do that. I thought of From Software like Disney. I think of Front Software like Disney. I think of Anor Londo as the Disney fucking castle of video games. Anor fucking Londo is the Disney castle of fucking video games. You guys ever seen Anor Londo? Because I have like 20 times. I doubt you have. I doubt you've seen Anor Londo 20 times, because I have. You know what I'm saying? And Anor Londo is about as Disney as video games fucking get, beyond, you know, fucking Kingdom Hearts, which actually is Disney. You know what I'm saying? So, like, understand, like From Software, in my mind, up until today, had Disney levels of respect and admiration. I'm a Disney adult. I don't go fucking worship Disney all day or watch Frozen all day, but I still love those things and watch them when I get a chance to, which is like once every 5 fucking years or whatever. But I still love Disney or whatever, despite all the Star Wars fuck ups and the MCU fuck ups and the sellouts and the buyouts, golden parachutes and death of Star Wars and all this other stupid shit, right? I still love them, but I don't love their fucking products, and I don't like the hype, and I don't like that it harms the children who haven't been dealing with it for 30 years, who don't know any better how bad it actually is. It's like not so good, you know? And I know I sound like an old person complaining. I know. Maybe because I am. I sound like Timothy fucking Kane, you know? So, like, whatever. So let's finish the PAX Day. We'll do Timothy Kane next. And remember, this is the combat. If you want to know why PAX Day sucks dick, Gothic Combat from 1996 was better than fucking PAX Day. Proof is right here. Look, this combat looks better, doesn't it? He's at least dodging it. They're at least like making swings at him, and it looks like he's got the weapon in his hand and all this. There isn't numbers popping, but it still looks like Dark Souls combat in its first most basics form, right? This was like the origin of like Souls-like combat was Gothic 2, basically. What did I drop? My phone? No. Oh, it's my my chair. So yeah, and I mean, this is where we got Elden Ring is Gothic 2, right? But Gothic 2 has better combat than PAX Day. Fuck PAX Day. I don't care what Asmongold or all those fucking copium fucking, you know, narc fucking people say about PAX Day. I don't care. I don't care what you say about Elden Ring. I know a stinker when I fucking see one. It was good until they fucking poisoned the Shadow of the Redfield. You know? It was good till they did that. If I'm sold a DLC, I expect to be able to fucking log to that. I either want a legally required, obligated fucking legal statement on the login screen that is like, if you would like to go see your Borderlands DLC, all you have to do is attain level 25 and go to this zone and speak to this NPC. If you have not done this, you will not be able to buy the DLC. I'm sure that's in the fucking tiny TOS script of Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, but I needed a big old fucking red warning on the fucking main screen from a lawyer telling me that I couldn't play the fucking product that I bought today. Griftonomics thieves, dishonorable Griftonomics thieves. And I know that's a terrible, terrible, terrible insult to a Japanese video game developer, and that's why I'm making it. Because you are kind of screwing the world's children when you do this shit. Stop doing it. Stop letting the lawyers convince you to do it. Stop letting your fucking, I don't know who's convincing you to let you do that stupid shit like Sweet Baby or any of the other shit that you idiot fucking AAA developers do. Whoever's talked you into that, you need to fucking stop. You need to like go tell the lawyer, no, I can't fuck my people like that. Yeah, I know that's the battle for all these AAA fucking people. You know, they're like, I can't fuck my people like that. No, you can't. You've been doing it way too much lately. If I can't play my DLC inside of 20 minutes, you have ripped me off. You have ripped me off, right? Or I want a warning that I can't. You ripped me off, and that was the first complaint. Then I get into the game, and it's 60 FPS locked, and I'm like, well, fuck you. And now I'm a hypocrite if I don't fucking return the game because I won't do 60 FPS. I told them when they try to sell me Dragon's Dogma 2 that when you do 60 FPS, I'm returning your fucking piece of shit, triple-anus rip-off artist fucking debacle, wretched abortion of a fucking attempt at a game, you know? I'm sorry. Now, Elden Ring isn't as guilty as Dragon Dogma 2 because it's still good on a controller, on a console. But I mean, and so is Dragon. I mean, they're both forgivable entities. I'm willing to forgive From Software for their fucking trespass today, particularly because Steam gave me my money back. If Steam didn't give me my money back, I would literally be making a video right now trying to kill From Software. You know, so understand. Heavy is it's easy to take shots at them up there. I don't relish doing it. I know it's hard. They're like these people standing on a fucking pole, like on 1 foot. They're standing on like a pole on 1 foot, and we're like shooting spitballs at them, trying to get them to dodge or flinch or whatever, so they fall off the fucking pole. That's what it's like for Bobby Cockdick or fucking, I'm not a one-sided person. I will argue both sides of the argument. It is hard and it is critical and it is mean and harsh to come after them like this, right? But it's been 30 years of it. You show no sign of receding. You show signs of getting worse. You show no signs of honoring us as the customers who made you as rich as you are. You show no sign of it. You show no sign of respecting us. You haven't for years. Not even the good ones like Capcom or From Software. They have not shown signs of respecting us. They have not. You know, so fuck them. Let their fucking dynasties die. Then you want to work for 30 years and then throw it away by burning your fucking reputation to sell, fucking crazy Dragon's Dogma 2, fucking, monetizable things, or you want to cut the frame rate in Elden Ring and then fucking like not rebind the keybinds or let me go play the DLC I just bought. Come on, man. I put 170 hours into 170 hours. You want to tell me most of the world played that game for more than 100 hours? No. I played your fucking game all the way through and then halfway through again. I spent 170 hours doing it. And you thank me by locking the DLC behind another 100 hours of progression in the fucking in the game I already beat? No, fuck you. Get fucked in your stupid triple anus fucking theft asses. No. The answer is no, motherfucker. Fuck Miyazaki and fuck fucking From Software then. No. Just like Capcom. Answer's no, bitch. Milk goes sour? Answer's no, bitch. I'm not drinking it. Nope. You are a bitch for trying to make me. You're a bitch for trying to make me. It's an accurate fucking statement. It is not an insult. It's a fucking statement of fact. You're a bitch for trying to make me. Don't try, bitch. Don't try. Don't be trying to fuck me. Milk goes sour, I don't drink it.
You probably have to start strafing before it comes running. Let's see if there is enough.
It's fun to watch Gothic 2, and then it's fun to watch PAX Day.
Of certain items if you want to build anything other than a basic hut, which leads me to another big issue.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's just go stack like 60 boxes together like Valheim, and then figure out which one's the wood box.
That is the crafting and storage. So for starters, there is no craft from storage. This is a clear...
Oh, good. Yeah, something we've had since era 2008 World of Warcraft. Hey, you can't even put that in your fucking game? Or are you wicked? Fuck you. Fuck PAX Day. Are you wicked?
Especially
I mean, it's an honest question. Are you wicked?
How many chests you're likely going to need?
The chest thing, right? I've been complaining about the chest thing. Remember when I did Enshrouded on stream? And I was like, I'm quitting this game because I have 35 chests and they're all full and I don't know what's in each one. That's why I quit Enshrouded, and that's why I'm not going to play PAX Day.
So, for example, in the last test just a few weeks ago, Liam spent his time just trying to be a cook. Like, that is all he
Trying to be a cuck.
on for a majority of the first
Trying to be a
days,
cuck.
That was trying to be a cook. Like,
Cuck.
in the
A
last
cuck.
test just a few weeks ago,
He's
Liam
trying to be a
spent his
cuck.
time just trying to be a cook. Like,
A
that is
cuck.
all he focused
Tell me he's not saying cuck.
on.
It's some kind of it's some kind of accent. It's like he's British. Or no, it's
for a majority of the first few days, and after about 4 days of
no. He sounds like upstate Pennsylvania to me, or upstate New York. But he's got a metropolitan New York accent, like he's lived in a major city for all his life. And so he sounds like city boy, but he's got a bit of country upstate twang to him. And I don't know where from. If I had to guess, I would say Erie, Pennsylvania. And that's just me trying to fire a shot at profiling, Force Majeure or whatever. I'm sorry, Force Gaming, right? I just, I don't know anything about him. But if I had to take a shot at where he's from, I would say Erie, Pennsylvania.
working on cooking and doing some gathering.
Because the accent, it's very special. It's a mixture of upstate and deep inner city, which is weird. You don't often hear that. Like, it's like they spent like 13 years of their life till they were like 13 or something like that in some small town, in some small town in upstate, and then they moved to the big city in their freshman year, and then they spend like 15 years living in the big city, and now you got a mix of the drawl, because you can hear the drawl if you listen for it, but it's not really there. He's suppressing it too. He's suppressing a drawl in the background.
Over 50 storage chests just for cooking related items. 50. And you can imagine how much of a nightmare it is.
He might be Denver, but I don't know. I can't peg him. Where is Force Major? Now this is a really creepy question. But if he wants the world to know, we can find out, right? Where is Force Gaming from, right? Does he freely tell people that? Dennis Duhamel, I don't really want to know that. He's from New Hampshire. I was close. I was like 100 miles off. I was like 100 miles off. I was close. I was like 100 miles off. Erie, Pennsylvania is about 100 miles from fucking New Hampshire, right? I don't want to fucking dox him or whatever. I'm just saying, like, I just wondered if he didn't care if people knew. See, I don't care if people know where I'm from. I just care about whether they know where I am, I don't care if you know where I'm from, which is Denver, fucking Platt Park, Louisiana, South Broadway, fucking, whatever the number was, 1673 or something, South Sherman, right? Fucking, I'm from Denver, Colorado, Platt Park, bitch. Louisiana, fucking Broadway, right off the I-25 fucking Broadway light rail station, or Louisiana Broadway light rail station. 3 blocks down, 1365 fucking South fucking, or whatever, 1367 South Sherman or some shit was my old place that's been sold, right? 1367 South Sherman, bitch. That's where I was from. I'll tell you right now. I'm very proud of where I'm from, but I don't want you to know where I am. But I mean, I don't care if you know where I'm from. And I wondered if he knew. I wondered if he didn't care if we knew where he was from. Because I thought Pennsylvania, but he's New Hampshire. He's upstate New Hampshire, but he probably grew up in he probably grew up in, like, I don't know, Annapolis or something.
Cooking, and that was.
And I don't want to know. I'm not trying to dox him. Not at all. I like Force.
Also has professions for alchemy, jewelry making.
I just wonder, the accent is interesting. It speaks of, it's got the not southern, but it's got that backcountry drawl. He can hide it from most people, but he can't hide it from me. I don't know why, but I'm particularly good at accents for some reason. It's like the Asperger's, right? I'm like tone deaf when I sing if I don't have music behind me, because I have some kind of pitch thing. I have like a pitch thing, and so his accent to me, it's always been a mini game to try and nail people's hometown through their accent. It's like a mini game that my inner circle used to play quite a bit. And so I guessed Erie, Pennsylvania, which was about 100 miles from where he lives, probably. But I mean, I wish I had nailed New Hampshire. My other thought was Connecticut. I was like, it's either Erie, Pennsylvania, and honestly, my other thought was someplace in Connecticut, but I don't know what's in Connecticut, like Hartford, I think, something like that. So, but no, he ended up being New Hampshire, or at least it looked like New Hampshire. So I don't know New Hampshire. I've never been there. I've been to New Hampshire. Been to New Hampshire on my bike trip, but I haven't been to, like, I've never actually, like, spent any time in New Hampshire. We left the day we got in. So
armor and blacksmithing, leatherworking, fletching, weaponsmithing, and
I mean, I went
tailoring.
up into New Hampshire, but I remember the only thing I remember is like the road and the motel. That's it. You know, I don't remember like the roads and the motel. I don't remember the state at all. I just remember the long bike ride. That's it.
Professions have their own sets of materials, resources, and components that you will need storing, manual sorting, and retrieval of. After just 4 days in the last test, Liam's group had over 150 storage chests. This was a group of 10 to 15 players online at any given time, and apparently you're going to need to play in groups much larger than that, which would presumably mean you need many more than 150 storage chests. It's a lot to manage, especially without crafting from storage. I think it would go a long way if they added crafting from storage. And on a similar note, those crafting proficiency levels will be a big
Like every other MMO has had since 2007.
8 for solo and
Even
squad.
ESO, I think, had it at launch. I mean, you know, come on, man. You guys and your fucking... I don't know. I know that you've got server side and client side fucking restraints on what it is you can do, and I have no real insight as to what it is you deal with, right? But I don't think I just don't see how storage could be that hard of a thing other than changing some numbers. Maybe making the storage box and making it work in the world is really tricky, but I don't understand how a table full of loot is that hard, or why you need to limit it so much. Seems like you're passing the cost of business on to the consumer.
Groups of players. As you level your proficiency, you do this by engaging in the crafting activity. So working at the bench, whether you are doing alchemy, jewelry making, carpentry, actually doing those things.
I can't believe you fucked up that DLC. I was scared to buy it a little bit, but I was like, I doubt he'll fuck it up. And I'm sure on a controller it's great.
Levels you up, makes you better, makes it...
I'm sorry, I'm an adult. I don't play with kids' toys. Oof. And I mean, I'm not saying if you play with a controller you're bad. I'm not. I've had my ass beat by controller kids on Fortnite all day long. I don't care about like your skill level. I'm saying that I don't want to play with a kid's toy. That's my choice to make. That's my freedom and my judgment, my choice. It's my life. I don't want to play with a fucking kid's toy. So give me my keybinds or fuck you. And definitely do not lock that frame rate. And you better not make it 100 hours to reach that fucking DLC entry, or I'm not going to play it. You know what I'm saying? I was unhappy that I put 160 hours into Elden Ring in the first place. I would have been happier if it was just like a 60-hour playthrough. But when I didn't do any cheating and I didn't do any metagaming, it took me like 150 hours to beat it, you know? Now you want to add like another 100 hours to beat the second half of a New Game Plus run just to reach the DLC entry? I'm sure the other gamers are like, bad, just do it. You're lazy or whatever. I'm sure that's the response, right? But no, I was already ashamed to put 160 hours into Elden Ring, which is a single player game, in the first fucking place. I never wanted to put 160 hours into a single player game in the first fucking place. I never did, you know? I liked it that it did last that long, but it was a lot of filler. A lot of it. And like, I'm sorry that, you know, and it's cool. That game will always be able to go back to it, I think. But I mean, like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go back to it. I think you broke my heart today. God damn it. I think I'm more likely to go back to Enshrouded than fucking Elden Ring now. That's sad. This will affect your stock price. That's not good.
easier and you less likely to fail crafting the harder
I can't be the only one in the world feeling like this. I'm not. I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's some bitter people right now today who who came home from work today, who consider Elden Ring to be their only game, who are like, "What do you mean I didn't leave a character outside one particular NPC? I'm sorry, but I am not such a loser that I can go waste 100 hours or 60 hours or whatever, 40 hours. I can't just go spend 50 hours taking a single player game character to a particular NPC to be ready to play the DLC. That is frankly disgusting. I believe you should maybe face some really, really bad backlash over that. And I doubt anybody in the world says anything at all because it's beloved from software and beloved, you know, Elden Ring. That's okay.
Later tiers, the higher end.
That's okay that you love Elden Ring. I do not dislike you for loving Elden Ring. That's okay. I used to love Elden Ring. I used to love it, you know. I'm sorry that I woke up and understand that that company doesn't have our best interests in their heart anymore, you know? Just like our government or these movie fucking producers or these television producers or these fucking record executives or anything. These people don't have the interests of the people who made them their money in their hearts. They only have the money in their heart. That's it. Or they wouldn't design 50 boxes like this This is some kind of money thing. They're saving money by forcing us to deal with 50 different loot tables rather than just combining it all to one. I don't know why, but I mean, yeah, like, I don't know why they have to be stupid like this. I'm totally okay with putting down 50 boxes. I'm not okay with surfing 50 different fucking menus, you fucking worthless piece of shit developers. And I know that sounds really fucking harsh when I say it. I keep saying it, but it's the truth. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. You are a piece of shit developer when you treat us like this, when you force us to deal with 50 different fucking menus for just to deal with loot. What? Like, Russ had to make the big box. They had to do it. You could tell so many of us were so sick of sorting loot, you know, that they had to add automation and make bigger boxes because the storage thing is starting to be this resentment thing that will cost their fucking stock price. The resentment, the deep resentment that lasts between game releases is what will kill From Software. And now I have deep lasting resentment. I will not buy their next fucking game. It's a deep lasting resentment. It's the death of From Software for me. I'm sorry.
Materials crafted by players.
And it's funny because, you know, with the box issue, From Software doesn't have that. They're one of the, you know, which is an example of how they thought so much outside the box. From Software has always had an unlimited storage box. Never even came into it. Stupid ass storage woes just never even entered into the Souls-like universe. It just, those idiot problems just never even plagued the game. No hint of it, nothing. You always had permanent, endless, huge storage in all Souls-like games, right? So if you can do that on a console single player, why can't you do it on an MMORPG? I don't really understand. Why do I have endless storage in Dark Souls 1 2011 era, but I don't have endless storage in Rust or whatever?
Proficiencies in the other professions. So, for example, if you are a cook, eventually.
By the way, this UI, New World uses this UI. So does all of the Gryptonomics people, right? They use one unifying There's like 2 or 3 unifying features with these indie newcomer. Gryptonomics people who are trying to get startup capital, right, is they all use the cheapest UI that they can possibly buy, which is this crappy one from Hoyo Universe used it for Genshin Impact, right? And it's a terrible cell phone mobile UI. It doesn't translate to computers well because they all want these games to be on mobile eventually, right? And so they pass the cost of doing business onto the consumer in a very verifiable and illegal way when they do these crappy UIs, right? That can't actually handle the amount of implementation they have put in the game. These UIs cannot handle the amount of items that they put in the game. They can't. Not at all. These UIs are terrible. To move any kind of amount of items around or anything like that, and these terrible New World UIs, it takes longer to do that than it does to play the game. And one of the big unifying features between PAX Day, New World, Genshin Impact, a lot of other cash grab newcomers, right? Some of them successful, some of them not, is this Gryptonomics UI. It's the only UI that stretches across both mobile and PC. And that's how you know they're Gryptonomics, because what they're actually trying to do is make a cell phone game appear like a triple anus fucking title. And the tech's got good. UE5 has got good. If they spend some money on UE5, they can make a cell phone game look like Fortnite. They do it all the fucking time. Once Human is about to do it on July 9th, and quite successfully too, I might add, I think. You know? They do it all the time. They take a cell phone game and they turn it into a triple anus, you know, fucking like beloved title like Genshin Impact or something like that, right? And the UI is one of their idiosyncratic like tells for their Gryptonomics and criminality and stuff. Is this UI? Stay away from this UI. Stay away from games that use it. It is a Gryptonomics theft artist tell that you can spot them a mile away. When I saw this UI day one on PAX Day, I was like, nope. 9 minutes in, I was like, no shame, uninstall, bye.
oven, but you won't be able to do that on your own.
Like, imagine, look at that inventory that he's looking at. Imagine how annoying it would be to move items between your personal inventory and the inventory, right? It's not like Rust where you can swipe, rows. It's not like, you know, Eve where you can take, like, you can shift, control, click like a row of items and drag it like Windows. It's like you have to move your cell phone cursor, your finger, or you have to move your mouse on your PC to the box. You have to click the fucking New Worlds like this. It's so horrible. I hate it. Destiny's like this. It's all Griftonomics games have this terrible shitty UI, right? So imagine how hard it is to actually move items around in this UI. You can't sweep rows. You can't tell the whole row to go over. You can't, you can't multiple item drag or anything like that. You have to go to the item, light up the box, hit X or tap your finger or hit enter or left click or something like that. Get the box to highlight and click. Then you have to tell it some menu thing where to go to the other side of the inventory, maybe storage or something like that. You have to see it go over there and accept. And if you want to move that to some other subcategory or some other box or some other storage, you have to go do the same thing to pull it all out again. Now that takes about as long as it took for me to tell you how to do it. It takes forever. It is not a functional UI for an MMO RPG. It is absolutely not. It is like a Griftonomics time sync UI designed to waste more of your time than the game itself does. It's clear as day. You can see it from all of it. You know, this UI is only good for cell phones. It's not even good for PC at all. So New World pretty much failed with it. I would say this game's going to fail with it. Why do they all use this Griftonomics UI? I don't know, but they need to stop. It's a bad tell that totally gives them away. And their whole business is kind of like the con man grift. They're like Griftonomics, these companies, right? They need to trick you into believing that their cell phone game is as good as a PC game. But the UI gives it away. They're fucking stupid. The UI is a dead giveaway. Anybody with 30 years experience can immediately see that this is a worthless fucking UI that you couldn't pay me to use. You know? I look at it and I'm like, no. Mortal 2 had a UI like this. Mortal 1 had a UI like this. Mortal 1, I would say, is kind of a Griftonomics game in some sorts, and so is Mortal. I mean, I love the game, but it's still a Griftonomics game, sort of, in the respect that, like, they didn't supply a game that they actually charged the amount of money that they charged for a little bit. I like Henrik, and this is only because the tech didn't catch up to what his brain wants to do. So I don't blame him for having huge, aspirations, kind of like the Star Citizens guy. But they didn't deliver. They did not deliver, Not without charging us so much money or whatever, right? Like, for instance, Mortal 2 went 2 years for free. The community rebelled and refused to pay the monthly fee, so he just took it away. And he was like, all right, fine, you can play for free for as long as you want. And he just tried to keep the game running at that point. And then just this summer, he reintroduced the monthly fee. And while I was copium and willing to do that because I believe in his game, and I bought 6 months and I spent $100 on Mortal, at the end of it, I still remember that he did it to me. I don't forget. I'm the elephant when it comes to gaming. I got a fucking Asperger's memory for when people wrong me. I've got like an elephant's memory for every single time any piece of shit monkey human ever crossed me. And it doesn't happen very often, so I remember. You know what I'm saying? So like anytime that a piece of shit monkey human tries to fucking cross me, like with the Griftonomics and their rich white Griftonomics triple anus bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it or whatever, but I'm gonna remember that you fucked me. And when it comes time and down the road and your company's dying because you've been Griftonomicsing too long and you need my fucking loyalty to buy Elden Ring DLC or something like that, I need you to not Griftonomics me by preventing me from playing the DLC the day I bought it, I need you to not Griftonomics me by selling me a product that I can't even use. You know what I'm saying? That is the bottom core line here as to why I uninstalled Elden Ring today. You know what I'm saying? Jesus fucking Christ. I will not put up with it any longer. It is industry theft.
Higher end oven, but you won't be able to do that on your own because you're going to need a...
Oh, cool. Look at all the ovens that he has to do. Look at all the fucking honeybee hives he has to do. This is why I wouldn't play Valheim. Rust is good because they kept it like about as confined and as simplistic as they possibly could. It used to be that you needed eight furnaces and eight large furnaces. It used to be. But I mean, really now with the automation stuff and the actual knowledge of the fucking game, all of this stupid waste of time sorting bullshit, there really was a waste of time. And my clan used to yell at me. They'd be like, dude, you put rocks and torches in the gun box again. And I would straight up be like, you care about fucking sorting? What are you, a tool? You care about fucking sorting? They made a fucking algorithm back in 2004. It's not my fucking fault or whatever. Since like 2004, they've had an auto inventory probably since way earlier than that. Since Windows NT, we've had an auto sort on our fucking inventory, right? Of files and such or items. We've had auto sort since 1986 or something like that. And any human that tells me that I'm bad at sorting is a fucking moron. If you're still sorting in 2024, you either don't have the knowledge of automation, you are not playing a game that offers those sort of quality of lives, or you are OCD and you like sorting and you have the Bethesda sorting virus and you have the looting virus, the Bethesda looting virus, and you just think about hordes of loot all day like Smaug the Dragon in The Hobbit. You want your dragon horde, that Rust Castle full of that loot that you just stack all day like Scrooge McDuck, like it's a good look somehow. It's not. You look like fucking Scrooge McDuck or Smaug the Dragon with a pile of gold. You look like a fucking asshole, just like Trump. It's not a good look, It's just somebody who doesn't want anybody to have any money, So, and one of those problems is all those boxes stack up with loot. All the loot stacks up. They don't use it. They get feeling like a king because they have it. And it's this whole other gameplay loop. And the more boxes that they have, the more successful they feel. And Rust rode off that for like 5 years until people like me came along, played their game 7 years later, 7 years into the game cycle, liked it more than WoW, but had more quality of life complaints than WoW. And it was like, Jesus Christ, I will not sort anymore. I will not have pissant kids talk to me about how I don't sort, and that makes me the asshole. You're the asshole wasting time on fucking sorting past 1986. It's not my fault the game doesn't sort the fucking boxes. It's not my fault that, I'm on a server that doesn't let me auto sort all the boxes. I've had a WoW mod called Bagnon that has auto sorted my shit since 2003. I don't ever want to see sorting or boxes in video games again. The triple anus are full-blown shithead abusers. They think it's funny. I swear to God, they're in back rooms laughing about this stupid shit. If they were ever to see this goddamn diatribe, they'd probably just laugh at me. I know the answer. They think it's funny. They think this shit is funny. Well, you deal with 30 years of Minecraft box sorting and tell me it's funny. You look at the bottom line of this company that I don't even know the name of the company because I don't fucking care. And to me, that's the death of the company, right? I don't know the name of the company who made PAX Day, and I don't fucking care because to me they're griftonomics artists, and the proof is right here in front of me, right? But I would learn their name if they weren't griftonomics, right? I would be loyal to them down the road. When they have some trouble with Starfield or something like that. But no, I'm not loyal to you. I did not keep playing Starfield. I'm not coming back. You can say that you hurt me and I looked past it and I'm still your customer, but I will never forget what you did to me in the last 9 years. It is the shadow of the Erdtree. It is the shadow of the Redfall. You screwed me and killed WoW. You screwed me and killed Final Fantasy XI. You screwed me and killed Final Fantasy XIV. You screwed me and killed DSO. You screwed me and killed Rust. You screwed me and killed fucking everything. The only game I can stand to play anymore is EVE Online because it's the only game that isn't screwing me. And I pay like between $20 and $100 a month to CCP very fucking willingly. Take my fucking money. Please save the industry and stop these fuckers from fucking us in the ass all day and hunting children like some kind of sport. Tell me Epic is not hunting children's skin money like some kind of sport while they put Fallout in fucking, a competing shooter. They put a competing shooter in Fortnite because they need that Bethesda money, So they're like, literally, they see these kids coming and they try to sell Fallout skins on Fortnite and all this,
going to need a tailor to make another component that goes as part of that. If either
I don't often do React content like this, but I believe it is like the straw that broke the camel's back tonight. You know, this was the straw that broke the camel's back tonight. If From Software joined the Legion, do you know what a big group of demon bankers or demons is called? You know what a big group of demon software developers is called? You should know if you're a WoW fan. I didn't know, right? But I'll admit it, I didn't know. They're called legions, right? From Software signed up with the Legion of Demon fucking software developer despots today. And I will not back them. Fuck them in their stupid asses, just like Pax Day. I'm going to forget From Software's name like I forgot Pax Day Company's name. You can say that I'm still your customer in your weird deluded mind, but no, when it comes down to the end of the road, when you need my loyalty and you know, and the balls to the wall and the world's kind of waked up and, you know, woke up a little bit and, you know, Never Knows Best is writing like you know, videos like that Elden Ring is disappointing and shit like this, and the cracks begin to show, and like a dubstep song and all this, and I'm like, oh man, you know that you need my loyalty right now. You don't have it. You fucked me. You sold me a piece of DLC that I couldn't access within half an hour of buying it. You know that's a no-no in the fucking industry. You know that other companies can't get away with that. You know it's a ripoff. You know it's hurting children. You know it's hurting me. Fuck From Software. Fuck you.
progression, you are going to get
fuck Pax Day. Fuck you. Whatever your
which is
company's
exactly
name
what
is.
happened to us in the last test. This is going to affect obviously the solo players, but even again those small groups of players, I think 5, 10 to 15 people, unless you are all actively playing at the same pace and at the same level, you're going to get bottlenecked by other players who
I used to literally say to my clan, the only game that I have any hope for at all is Pax Day. 9 minutes into the beta, I'm uninstalling and looking for some way to return this purchase that I didn't actually make, just like I did with Elden Ring just now. You know? Fucking 9 minutes in, and I'm like, oh my god. I have killed 4 bosses, received 0 runes. Right on stream, I killed 4 bosses, received 0 runes. Fucking, keybinds are atrocious. Had to rebind them again. Fucking relearn them again. Fucking frame rates locked at 60 and all that triple anus horse cockery that I just won't do. Not even from Software. This is it. This is where I make my stand. I will die on this hill. Fuck you guys. This is I love video games as much as I love pussy, money, and weed, and I will not stand by while you kill women, kill weed, and kill whatever. You know, it's like I will not do this. I will not stand by while you slay the thing that I love the most. I will not do it. I will not stand by willingly. I will not give you my money. I will not work through an entity like Steam or any other entity other than Steam who will not give me a fucking refund every single time one of you triple anus tries to sell us your dead fucking carcass. Your dead fucking carcass. Excuse me. Corpus carcass.
they need to be to make the thing that you
The only reason I was willing to even pay attention to Pax Day at all is they said it's X-Eve developers. It's X-Eve developers. For 2 years they were like, it's X-Eve developers. It's X-Eve developers. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm hearing the word X. And I'm thinking, well, usually X is bad. Usually when you got an ex-wife or an ex-husband or an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend or something, usually it's pretty fucking bad. Usually that's pretty fucking bad, Usually when you're an ex-something, that's usually pretty bad. Like it ended badly, or, you couldn't keep that guy at the company, or his dreams weren't in line with your dreams, or, he didn't, he cheated on you, or he didn't save the money that he should have, or whatever the fuck, right? Usually X means bad, but the weird, shitty, triple, quadruple fucking anus, right? The weird quadruple demon fucking banker legion of demon anus steps and tells us that the Sea Pirate game from Ubisoft is good, and Pax Day is good because it's got X-Eve developers, and I'm like, well, but I mean, it's Ghostcrawler is making a game that's an X-WoW developer, and I'm like, well, X is usually bad. I think X actually literally means bad in Latin. What does X mean in Latin? I believe it is X is bad. I think X is bad, isn't it? It's like a smart person listening to the fucking listening to the direct language of a games journalist when they say X-Eve developers made Pax Day, right? What does X mean in Latin, right? I'm fairly sure it means like, no, it means out or out of or away. So no, there's no inherent bad in out of, or away. There's no bad in that, right? But in most times when something goes out of, or away from you, it's kind of bad. Like it got away from you, or it's not with you anymore, right? X has its connotations or implications of bad, but X itself is not intrinsically bad. Like you can be an X best senator of all time. You can be an X, like for instance, Kobe Bryant was the X best basketball player of all time because he's now passed, right? So X isn't bad in that sense. There's no shame or bad or anything negative, any negative connotation whatsoever. So X does not always mean bad. It means out or away from. So I mean, I guess I can't truly translate XE developers as bad. It just means that they're out or away from. But I mean, like, I don't know. I like Eve, and I don't know that I should fear. Or I'm sorry, I don't know that I should follow Eve developers. I like the current Eve developers. I've even spoke to one, you know? So, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. I know that, like, you guys have crossed the last line with me. I never would have dreamed that this is where I ended up today, you know? I had hoped that Elden Ring would provide me a very good distraction from the MMORPGs that I'm currently addicted to and cannot stop grinding. Because Souls-likes have always provided that for me. But no, you put the DLC behind a 100-hour access wall. You fucking lock the frame rate. You are not getting good frame rate like like any of the new games like Horizon Zero West or anything like that, and you're not and your keybinds are worthless, and the bosses are not paying runes and are leashing, and all the World of Warcraft shit that I left World of Warcraft for, you know. And I'm just, I'm sorry, but that's I know I'm repeating myself. I'll get off it now. I don't think it's a good fucking subject, you know. It's not a good subject to me. It's fucking annoying. I wanted to do Elden Ring all night. You guys break my fucking heart. You rattle my brains, piece of shit quadruple anus cocksuckers. You rattle my brains, bitch. I hate you. This was the last straw. From Software cash grabbing like that.
In order for you to progress. So yes, there is a lot to grind.
Like my standards are 2004 standards. You guys don't even make up to that.
Again, this is clearly
you don't even reach that.
To reinforce the requirement of playing in groups and working with other people. Like the devs say, this is not a solo.
My standards are obviously 2004 standards. You can see that they are. My standards are 2004. You don't meet them. You are Gryptonomics. You are theft artists. You're thieves. Thieves in the temple. The greatest temple to me is the video game temple. You are the thieves in that temple.
Game. The group focus, however, extends beyond the resource crafting, gathering, and farming and grinding. Combat as well, outside of those early tiers of wildlife, will require multiple players. This is especially true once you...
That sounds fun. Every single time you ever want to get any growth, you gotta go, go fucking play Sausage Fest with 4 other dudes. That sounds amazing.
Leave the starting area.
I really love sausage festing with 4 other dudes, That's the fucking the height of my day, I really look forward to doing shit like that, yeah.
To be in a group if you're gonna do
5 dudes wailing on the same target for 20 minutes. Sounds so fun.
Combat. Yeah. Enemies in these zones will be way stronger.
Sounds like a raid, And I stopped doing that in 2015.
Craft at that time makes you. So until you actually go in and deal with those enemies.
This wasn't fun with raid bosses. Why would you make mobs like this? Jesus.
And then craft the
just based, like fucking base, not based, base.
Found them that they're basically protecting. You're
fucking
not gonna
base, like like Kirkland brand MMORPG.
To do this in a small group, or definitely not as a solo. In fact, in these areas,
I like his eyes. His eyes looked evolved. I'm looking for any fucking sign of some evolution. I don't see it. I see a carbon copy, a fucking carbon copy of Enshrouded. That's it. Enshrouded didn't have as good building as this, but that's it. I see a bad carbon copy of Enshrouded. We all know what happened to Enshrouded. It's got like 1,000 pop.
See groups of like 10 people wailing away at a single boar. That's not an exaggeration. That's
why. I mean, sometimes it's like that in real life, but you better make the fight all scary like Mortal or whatever. You better make it feel super realistic. Like, for instance, do you guys remember when Asmongold first played New World? He and like 400 other people went up against the bear, and the bear was like level 30, but they were all level 15. And there was like 400 people public raiding a bear, which is what New World always promised us. If you remember, they've always promised us public raids. Even with the bear, it was like that. They were like, public raid this bear. They were willing to do that in the closed beta. I was there. I played right there he was on my screen while I played the New World closed beta. I watched him do it, and I watched him fight the bear, and I did it too. Like, you know, I remember that beta. I came back at the end of the New World beta, and I was like, I think this is an extremely good MMORPG. I just don't think it's my MMORPG. I don't think it's as good as Rust, right? And I disappointed a bunch of people. I disappointed a bunch of people who wanted to play New World with me. My clan wanted to play New World with me. My ex-clan leader, Dog Giraffe, he was like, come play New World with me. I love Dog Giraffe, despite having a falling out with him and a negative ending to it. I love my friend Dog Giraffe. I thought he was a great guy. I did. And like, you know, but we had a falling out but we did see eye to eye on New World and WoW. And I was like, I'm going to New World after Rust. If Rust continues to suck like this, and there's all these hackers and everything, I'm just going to play New World, because I don't think the hackers will take control of New World like they have Rust, right? And you know, and they didn't, and we were gonna take Peninsula Pals, which was the first first clan that I was ever in Rust. We were gonna take Peninsula Pals to first Raft, which we did. We played through Raft. We were gonna take it to first Raft and then settle on New World. But then, like, the public rating never showed again until ECR, like, I don't know, a year and 10 months later or something like that. And the only reason that we had ECR, which was public raids, is the community went into the dungeons that AGS wasn't using, and they discovered that there was all these chests in there that they felt were probably dungeons that just hadn't been made dungeons yet. And so they started taking massive public raids in to loot the epic elite chests in all of the fucking zones. That was not New World. That was not you know, AGS's idea. That was our idea. That was the New World veterans' idea. That was people like Rayfinder on Lilith came up with that shit. They came up with the fucking Rayfinder. I can drop the name. I've ran in his raids tons of times. Rayfinder on Lilith, and before that it was Eldorado. He came up with the concept of ECRs. I run with him all the time. He came up with the concept of it. Tell me that Rayfinder isn't a better creator than AGS. You know, tell me he's not a better person than AGS. He is, because it's like, you know, he discovered all those epic chests and he actually found something to do with them. AGS couldn't come up with it because the piece of shit developers are clueless. They don't play their own games. They don't have time to. We don't fault them for this, but they are clueless. They're kind of clueless when it comes to it. They don't know how important quality of life is. They don't know how important storage is. They don't know things about run speed or all these other things that are crucially important to the whole entire video game process, you know? So now, like, I don't know. I see something that's not redeemable. They did not change their ways in time, and now they're just gonna keep fucking cash grabbing with worthless titles. Like, now Elden Ring is not a worthless title. It's worthless on keyboard and mouse. It has 0 frames. It's worthless on PC. It's like, I would say Shadow of the Erdtree is worthless on PC. It has bad frames for controller players. It's good frames for controller. It's incredibly bad frames for a keyboard mouse player. We are used to much better than that. So now, you know, now I'm like, okay, if you're a controller player, I guess you're cool, you know? I am not a controller player anymore. I don't ever want to touch another controller player. That's my fault. So we have I would say that the Elden Ring is a good game. I would say the Shadow of the Erdtree is a good expansion. It is just not my expansion, which is skycat.live's code word for it's fucking bad.
Perfectly fine to have a grind-focused game. I think it's perfectly fine to have a game that requires grouping and working with other players. If anything, that's welcome.
I won't say it's bad directly. I'll be like, it's a good game. It's obvious. Millions of people love it. It was the greatest game of all time, almost, and all this stuff, right? But I'm sorry when I say, yeah, it's a great game. It's just not my game. That's code word in old fucking crack shack fucking language from my original Inner Circle crew and shit. It's just not my thing, right? Like and that's code word for it's bad, or it would be my thing. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it.
MMOs nowadays, they cater to solo play. It's a nice, fresh breath of air to get something a little different. I also think it's perfectly fine to make a slower paced game as well with more time.
I don't want to be this guy who mauls out for 12 hours every week or something. And I'm not gonna be. And I haven't been, have I? I haven't been. I have not done like a 6-hour fucking 4-hour rant recently. I don't believe so. I've not done a long rant like this. To me, today was a special day. I will always think of the Shadow of the Erdtree as the shadow of the Redfall. It was the day that I full blown lost any fucking I have 110% conviction. I still have my doubts as of yesterday that the Triple Anus is still a good entity. Not anymore. With the death of From Software, I consider it to be, we have a nasty, shitty drug dealer, drug addict relationship between gamers and a piece of shit, billionaire software developers, despots. And we have a very, very bad sort of drug dealer, fucking, drug addict relationship. And you're my dealer and I'm your addict. And you've been stepping on the dope too much. And I'm gonna get clean of the modern video game industry. I'm gonna stop doing the modern video game dope. And I'm just gonna do my old 70s biker dope that I know works, like EVE Online and Fallout 76 and, Rust and FFXI and games that I know have stood the test of time. I do not believe I'm going to buy any more single player games pre-order ever again. I thought Shadow of the Erdtree was a good exception. It was not. It was not. Now, I haven't been excited for a game like Once Human in a long, long time. And I would pre-buy it and break my thing here about doing pre-orders. But right now, today, I will never pre-order a single-player title ever again. I am not going to ever pre-order a single-player title. If I play a single-player title, I'm going to need a demo first. If I don't trust you anymore, it's like you sold me too much dope with garbage, right? If I'm going to buy a sack of dope from these piece of shit junk dealers anymore, I'm going to need to smoke first because I don't trust the product anymore. I'm never going to buy a single player game that doesn't give me a full-blown demo ever again. I'm not going to pre-order ever again. I am not going to sign up for a live service like Helldivers 2 that I don't know and I don't trust ever again. I'm not going to, all these other things. There's a lot of things as of today that I'm not going to ever do again. Shadow of the Redfall, the Red Tree. Shadow of the Red Tree, right? Shadow of the Redfield, Shadow of the Red Tree, Shadow of the Red Tree. I don't know. Shadow of the shadow. I want a really good phrase for this because it's like Shadow of the Redfall, Shadow of the Shadow of the Redfield. It's Shadow of the Redfield. I have been harmed too much by the Shadow of the Redfield. We no longer have a trusting relationship anymore. I don't trust From Software. I don't trust Square. I don't trust Blizzard or Bethesda. I don't trust any current video game entity. Maybe CCP. And even CCP is doing things recently like locking their skin system behind a paywall that would make fucking Fortnite blush. And so my excitement to play EVE Online suddenly withers. Now, it'll never go away. I love EVE like pussy, money, weed. But my desire to play it daily immediately suffers. Fucking suffers, right? Because I wanted to get in on the skin game with all the other veteran boys, right? I've been playing EVE since 2010. What is that? That's 11 years, right? I've been playing, right there on my profile says 2010. I've been playing for 11 fucking years. And before, I was playing for 2 years before that, too. It's more like 12, but I didn't buy an account for the first 2 years. I used somebody else's, right? And so, or I think I used mine, but I didn't make my main account until 2 years in, and I didn't actually play the game full time until 2 years in. It wasn't entertaining to me like WoW was. So I played it sort of offline, and played like free on Alpha a lot. And I didn't really commit to the game until 2 years in, and that was in 2010. And even then, I still didn't play it that much over the next 11 years. Maybe 1,000, 1,500 hours, something like that. Not really enough to really say that I've even cut my teeth on it. Now I'm at something like, I don't know what it is between my old amount of hours and my new amount of hours, but I think it's something like 3,000. No, it's like 5,000. See it? It's like 5,000. It's like I have like 1,500 hours before. I now have more hours on Eve than I do on Rust, right? I have like 5,000 hours on Rust 2 as well. I have like 4,910 hours on Rust, right? And so when I look at these hours, when I look at tens of thousands of hours dedicated to these games, I think the least that you could do is unlock that frame rate, give me endless storage. If it's a DLC that I pre-bought, tell me how to play it and what the restrictions are going to be. If I have to play New Game Plus for 100 hours or more all the way into some place, so I can play the DLC, I believe you have ripped me off. What if I don't want to do that? What if I just want to play the fucking DLC? I believe you have ripped me off from software, and you have mortally fucking harmed me this day. My trust in you is gone. I don't trust From Software anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it came to that. When I think of how much I love Bloodborne, tears come to my face. From Software broke my heart today. I will keep it straight male, whatever, and I'll try not to cry here. But I loved From Software like I loved money, pussy, and weed, and they joined the death of the fucking, shadow of the fucking Redfield. Shadow of the Redfield, right? They joined the Shadow of the Redfield, and I will not dance. I will not drink the sour milk. I'm sorry.
Investment required for progression, but both of those things will
To me, it's the death of an era today. It's the death of single-player console gaming. I don't expect consoles to succeed after Shadow of the Erdtree. I don't expect... maybe GTA 6 might save consoles. I don't know. GTA 6 is a driving force, actually. I think most of the console people play GTA 6. Or 5, I mean. So as long as GTA doesn't... as long as Rockstar doesn't cut the dope with the garbage, and I don't believe they ever have, I would say GTA Online and RDR2 Online were kind of cutting the dope with garbage, right? But not the single player or multiplayer. No, multiplayer was kind of cutting the dope with garbage, but the single player GTA 5 and modded GTA 5 experience and GTA 4 experiences were tip top, and I believe they are what is pretty much holding up gaming right now. It is the Atlas that is holding up the world of gaming. Is GTA 5 and by association GTA 6, right? And I believe that is what is keeping consoles alive. That and Fortnite and Apex and CS:GO and Valorant, right? The big 5 live services and a couple of others like Final Fantasy 14, Overwatch, and a few others are what are truly keeping consoles alive. And even now, they must start doing streaming if they wish to compete with everything else in the world, which is the death of consoles. So I don't know. I'm looking at today with the Shadow of the Redfall. Is what I would call it if I were to write an article for the New York Times. I would call it Shadow of the Redfall, and that would be my thesis statement on my thesis. And I would write a thesis, and I would call it Shadow of the Redfall, and I would do it, and I would state it, and I would read it in front of an audience. I would be willing to do this. It is the death of an industry. It is the death of an era. It is the death of my childhood dream. It is the death of console gaming. It is the death of controllers. It is the death of modern gaming. And I believe it happened today at about noon. Or I believe it was 3 p.m. noon. And I'm going to write this in my file. I've never said something like this, but I believe today was the death of modern gaming. I think we're going to have to regress to older titles that made us happy. I think if we're to find happiness again, I think the death of this is like the death of the era of postmodern gaming, and right now today, with the Shadow of the Earth, Shadow of the Redfall, right? I will take a note in my personal file about it today, because this stuff sounds like a joke to you right now today, but it doesn't to me. I think in 40 years, I think I'll sound like Nostradamus. You know, like Skycat was the only one who could actually see the death of the industry the day that it died, or anything like that. You know, I want to make a claim like that, I think, and I'm the one that's actually seeing it. I don't think anybody else is at all. I don't think the journalists see it. I don't think the creators see it, or the devs. They're all glass half full, pragmatist, optimists like me. But see, the difference is, though, you guys don't stop. You don't cease trying to rip us off. And the ripping us off is engaging more of our attention than the appreciation of the games is, and that is the death of modern gaming. And it died today with Shadow of the Earth Tree. I thought it had been with Redfall. I thought it had been with Starfield. But I think that's the whole thing. I guess I've got to write the cliche out right here live on stream. I will write the cliche out, and I will change the title. Shadow of... I'm going to put quotes around it. Shadow of the Redfield. Shadow of the Redfield, right? And I'm gonna write something here. Try again. No, I don't. Oh my God! I need you to not do that. I need you to not do this. I need you to not fail. I need you to not Griftonomics me. Your Windows. I already paid you. I have product keys. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You are Griftonomics, Microsoft, and you're the worst one. And I wish you to die. I cannot handle this. I can't kill this. I can't kill this program. I can't shut it out. I cannot end or cease Microsoft Word right now. This is an example of the modern software billionaire software despots engaging in Griftonomics and stealing from us live and in real time right there. You can see it right there. That's an example of it. Microsoft Word trying to pop and forcing to demand a product key that I have and own and have had for a long time, and that's connected to my account. I don't know. That just seems like theft and weird Griftonomics shit to me when you pop Microsoft Word like that when I try to write a rich text document. It just seems like Griftonomics and theft. Software theft. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say what it really seems like to me. I don't know. So now we do a rich test document. We say Shadow of the Redfield. Shadow of the Redfield, right? And we're going to do a streamer thing. I like doing streamer things. I don't care. I'm going to do a fucking streamer thing at 4 in the morning just like I did yesterday, I don't care. Oh my God, please stop opening Word. I did not ask you to open Word. Edit in Notepad. Jesus fucking Christ. Windows is out of control. They're the one that needs to die the most. They are completely drinking the fucking Griftonomics Kool-Aid fuck us in the ass. They're totally gone. So, Shadow of... We're gonna do this like whole who did I used to watch that I don't watch anymore? Devin Nash, right? Devin Nash. I haven't watched Devin Nash in a while, right? I'm starting to sound like these fucking streamers. That's annoying. I used to have streamers that I don't watch anymore, and it's because your style changes, right? I used to really think Devin Nash was the greatest thing on YouTube, but now I think I'm better than Devin Nash. Which is kind of funny. I do. I think you got to believe in yourself if you're going to do this, right? The Devin Nash YouTube channel redemption arc was like 5 years ago or whatever, right? I went something from 2 weeks ago. Exactly how to price Twitch sponsorships, right? Oh, he did do something new recently. Did he gain some weight? I think he did. Look, I think I can see right from the thumbnail that he's gained some weight, like me. Shadow of the Redfield, right? And we're going to do a whole Devin Nash performance here. Shadow of the Redfield with quotes. And we're going to do it on an RTF, a rich text file, RTF, right? Just like Devin Nash. Where do you think I get this from? I'm just going to steal his style. I'm going to do a Devin Nash stream here for a minute, right? Shadow of the Redfield. Bullet points, right? Bullet points / idiosyncratic ways to detect thieves in the video game temple, right? Thieves in the video game temple, quadruple anus developers who sell their bloated, previously mint condition reputation back to their customers 30 years later, after the quality of their products or the quality of life of their games have suffered irreparably. They hide how bad the product is. They spend $600 million on it, and it tanks in a day. They screw children out of skins and bad practices, monetization, DLC, literally tens of thousands of worthless games designed to steal their or their parents' money. They engage in pay to win. They engage in paywalls. They do things that help the industry by harming it. They say, first bullet point, right one. They say ex developers. The most unifying tell / clue / motive is the statement, ex developers worked on this. Of blank worked on this. Not blank, but X, right? X developers of X company worked on this. With stellar reputation. Worked on this title. Right? That's how you can tell the true title. This is how Sherlock Holmes would hunt them in the wild if he were to try and arrest them. This is the biggest giveaway. One, two. They lock frame rate to 30 or 60 or variable like 90. They rigidly enforce keybind options. They paywall skin generation. They extend battle passes that kids play to get them to buy skins and battle pass skips. I'm sorry, I'll make this bigger too, guys. I'm so sorry. You probably can't read it that easily. They litigiously prosecute They ardently prosecute not litigiously. It's like that's the word. They ardently prosecute the communities who show appreciation on they ardently prosecute the communities who show appreciation who show deeper appreciation of their titles for IP violation. They let MMOs die and live services die without without any interest in preserving the player's investiture. These are the points that I would make in the court case, right? When I sued the AAA, somehow I would bring a whole bunch of game makers together, and I would have Congress, inquiry them, and I would make these accusations, and I would see what their responses are, and then I would just provide the proof and slaughter them in court. So they let MMOs and live services die without any interest in preserving the player's investiture of time over many years. Many years, right? They enforce DMCA, but not piracy. They do not allow us to share music games, which is just against their own interests, against the music industry's interests. It's just cannibalistic, self-cannibalistic. It's just self-defeating and cannibalistic. And it ensures that gamers are less cultured. It's just self-defeating, cannibalistic, and ensures the gamers are less cultured, right? And it's true, right? They release the same console with barely any improvement multiple times. They stop supporting their consoles and servers and strand thousands of players. They break gameplay loops they have provided for 30 years for no reason, like Battlefield 2043, class system, or the MMORPG trinity of DPS, tank, and heals in modern MMORPGs, and thusly break them. Free to play is the most expensive business model. Gacha is the new crack cocaine. The average player's first question about a game is how much do you have to swipe? They barely let the creators monetize themselves. YouTube gaming is horrible on purpose, and so is streaming live gaming to YouTube. This is horrible on purpose, but I don't know why. They release DLC that you can't play immediately and don't warn you. They create a false rift that doesn't exist between have and have not gamers. They don't optimize their clients almost at all, almost ever. Too many ports, not enough OG material. It's all MCU now. And, what's the worst thing? What's the worst thing they do? I feel like they have super predator marketers hunting children, and it is having a McDonald's-like effect upon the world's youth. And that's the last thing I have to say. That one's a questionable one, which is why I put it last. But I mean, I kind of do feel that way. They're like, you know, I feel like they have super predator, like, you know, Mad Men marketers trying to hunt children with all of their video games and stuff. And they engage in pay to win. They engage in paywalls to do things something interesting by harming it. The most unifying tell-clue motive is the statement, X developers of X company with stellar reputation worked on this title, right? It is. It's the most unifying thing I've found. It's the most unifying thing I found. All these griftonomics people in the current age had stellar reputations 10, 15 years ago. This is how Sherlock's would hunt them in the wild. This, if you were to arrest them, this is the biggest giveaway. This is the statement that you can cross-reference to detect them. as they hide in plain sight and have zero ramifications the day after is proof. Their game tanks in a day. They have no idea how bad that is for both sides. So many people are making games their identity now. They push woke culture when it's unnecessary. In my humble experience, gamers are both the most bigoted people I've ever met, but also least. They're not our both. They can be some of the most, but also the least. Changing canon is worthless. The number 24 would be they change canon all the time and retcon all the time, and it killed beloved things like Star Wars, right? And that's where I'm going to stop. I'm done complaining. That's the list. It's like a 24-point bullet list. Now let's go listen to something else and get off this topic. I've done it for 5 hours. I'm going to get off it now, guys. I think it warranted 5 hours, the death of modern era gaming, but today was the death of modern era gaming. If the greatest game in history is willing to fuck you on their DLC, then we've lost. We've lost the industry. It's gone. Bye.
Question I get owning an agency is how much does it cost to sponsor somebody on Twitch? How do I get sponsored on a live streaming platform? How much money do these streamers make when they're getting sponsored?
I'm never gonna get a
And
sponsorship.
I am here to answer all of those questions.
There's no way I'm ever getting a sponsorship. If it is, it'll be for like food or something that anybody can get behind. There's no way that I'll ever have a sponsorship. They're gonna take one look at me and they're gonna be like, no. They're gonna be like, no. Just in the last hour, you probably set off like 500 different 500 different like negative what's that rating they do for for content creators? It's like the ECO or CEO or whatever that fucking rating is. I don't even care about that fucking that stupid shit, right? And but they do, and they're gonna be like, you said 500 things in the last hour that would get you a negative rating of CEO thing or whatever it is for streamers.
Only answer this.
And I'd be like, yep, yes I did. Fuck the triple anus. Fuck them for trying to fuck children. Fuck anybody who rolls with them. You know. And they're going to be like, well, we can't monetize that. No, you can't. And I don't need you to.
Actually going to do
you... I mean, I do need you to, but I mean, I'm not going to act like I need you to, you know. Like, I do need you to, but I'm not going to pretend that I need you to. I don't expect you to, honestly. I don't expect anybody to ever back me. They never did.
I always wondered.
I was like, my family did, and my friends and my lovers and such, and my ex-girlfriends and stuff and all this. But I mean, like, no one ever backed me when it comes to my opinions. I'm always the black sheep in the fucking room. Always. So I've got no one else in the world. I'm going to hit you with my opinions, and I believe them to be good ones.
Create a tool that just answers this question. You could just go to a website somewhere. You could build an app or something. You go to an app website or somewhere and just type in some information and get
Devin Nash for the motherfucking win.
Information about
taught me everything I
how much
know.
you're worth
I'm just kidding.
as a content creator, or how much somebody else is worth as a content creator. If only somebody built that and like owned a company that could do that. Yeah, so we did that. So we got one. This is the Twitch sponsorship calculator. It says Twitch on it, but you can do it for every single live stream platform. It works for everybody. TikTok works for Kick, works for anybody. So in this video, we're going to go over pretty much everything there is to know about sponsorships on live stream platforms. And although I use Twitch as a It's more of just kind of like an honorable mention because Twitch is kind of my old home, so I like that and I like using it. So understanding a sponsorship is section 1. Then we're going to go over how the calculator actually works and how to use it. It's completely free. Anybody can use it. No ads on the website or anything. Just totally free. There is no catch or anything. And then some other considerations about sponsorships. So the idea is not just that you can like use this calculator, but also that you understand it and you'll be able to price yourself and you'll be able to like help other content creators price themselves. So refer to this video. There's a lot of details and things like that. Okay. All right. So first up is we're going to do section 1, which is understanding a sponsorship. Understanding Twitch sponsorship. Again, just keep in mind throughout this entire video, this works for any live streaming platform. So I'll just try to change to understanding a sponsorship. Basically, you are a company and you have a product or service. Okay, and you want influencers to talk about your product or service. So you pay an influencer for a period of time to talk about it. That is all that a sponsorship really is. Okay, and there's basically 2 reasons to get a sponsorship. And the first reason is sales. So you want people to buy your thing, and you're tracking this as a brand. Okay, and the second reason is exposure, which means that you want people to talk about your thing, and you define success usually by engagement. Those are the only 2 reasons to really sponsor somebody anywhere. Ideally to buy something or to get more people talking about that thing. Okay, so the way that this is accomplished on live streaming platforms, there's kind of a meta to it. There's a way of doing it. I have some qualms about that way of doing it, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. They basically happen 2 ways. Number 1 is as follows. A company hires an influencer to do 1 to 4 hours of live streaming and they pay them hourly for that. So this is usually for games, because most of the stuff that's done in terms of sponsorships on Twitch is gaming related. But sometimes for high sales related campaigns like e-commerce and types of things, there will be these hourly campaigns. Most likely if you've seen a sponsorship on Twitch, you'll see #ad in the description of the stream, and a person goes on, plays a game for a couple of hours, and then they're done. That's like 90% of the sponsorships that happen on Twitch. And about 10% of them are the other kind, as follows, which is a company hires an influencer to partner up for a longer...
You know, I never paid him monthly until I was 16 years old. I didn't ever buy a DLC till I was 20 or something like that. I didn't ever get upsold. I don't ever remember buying a skin. I don't ever remember being overcharged or anything like that. I was sold a couple of bad consoles, but I was never, you know, fucked like now. Now I think my yearly budget used to be like $180 when I was a kid. My yearly budget, like the 3 $60 titles, something like that, right? Now I think that's like the monthly budget. When you look at gaming and how monetized it's become, and how many thieves are in the temple right now, I think that, you know, I think it's become very expensive to be a gamer.
About a month.
I think it takes like a $1,500 gaming PC or like a $600 or $700 console. I think it takes a $1,000 cell phone. I think it's a really expensive thing to be a gamer now. And for all of these fucking companies to just rear their ugly head and start fucking Riptonomics cash grabbing like this was an unwelcome thing when it's already so fucking expensive to be a gamer. Like, I mean, most gamers are kids, and some of us are adults, but most adults don't actually usually focus on gaming all of their lives. It is actually not that common. You know, it happens, but it's not like that common. It's a lot of people play video games, but not everybody focuses on it 24/7. That's actually sort of rare, and so I don't know. Some of these complaints that I have, they kind of qualify for me, but they don't really qualify for people who are playing like 3 to 5 hours a night. I think the people who are playing 3 to 5 hours a night fucking love Elden Ring. But see, when I look at Elden Ring, I'm like, well, the only way I'm ever going to truly, deeply love this game is if I spend a lot of time playing it. And if I'm going to spend a lot of time playing it, you can't fuck me on the keybinds. You can't fuck me on the frame rate lock. And you can't fuck me on DLC blocks and stuff like that, or making me play for another 100 hours to just get to it. I don't know. When you add all of that stuff in to having to buy like a fucking $2,000 gaming computer every 3 to 5 years, and you know, buying a console every 3 to 5 years, it's $600 to $700 a pop, and another $200 for, you know, fucking, you know, when you add in all the money that it costs to be a gamer, all this other extra cash grab and shit that they do, it doesn't really help. It's already an expensive hobby. It really is. It's like the most expensive hobby there is, short of like guns or something like that, or buying art, I think, or like fast cars or cigarette boats. I mean, there's only a few things as expensive as this hobby. Kind of, this hobby's so expensive. You guys keep trying to like griftonomics grift in the background to make it even worse. Cash grab this and swipe that and all this, and the monetization has become problematic as well. Like I look at okay. Dark Souls had DLC. I didn't play it because I don't like DLC. You know? I don't like DLC. I think you should have included it with the fucking game when you released it. I think when you sell me extra stuff, I think you're just selling me portions of the game that you already had made, essentially. Or make as I'm playing the first year or two. And I don't see how DLC anymore. DLC really fucking feels like you're just selling me the portions. Like DLC really feels like you just cut like 40% of the game out and sold it to me later. Why wasn't Shadow of the Erdtree like in the initial Elden Ring, right? DLC used to be desired. Now I think it's required by you. I don't like shelling out for DLC. I only ever do Ultimate Editions. DLC seems like a really, really shady, shitty, prosecutable almost offense. When you consider how predatory it is when you consider children. When kids like something, they collect all of it. You know that. That's why you cut 40% out. And sell it back to us. Or storage.
As kind of a brand ambassador. So you say, hey, we're taking on this sponsor, like Athletic Greens.
I came to this knowing that I would be attacking developers. I came to this knowing that I would be biting the hand that feeds. I came to this knowing that I wouldn't have a lot of friends. I came to this knowing that I would be universally probably like sort of disliked